back
to the dozens
and the dozens.
Welcome back to the back corner. We are so glad that you are here with us today.
We are glad, and we didn't screw that intro up like we did a couple episodes ago.
No, I think we got that pretty good.
Yeah,
that was
good.
Pretty tight.
It wasn't bad.
Share, like, and subscribe in the comments if you think we did the intro good.
yeah, exactly.
Anything to drive the algorithm. I'm desperate.
53 BC.
It's wild, eh?
Look at us. Look at us. We're almost to the point where we know what we're doing.
I feel like legitimately, like in the last 3 or 4 episodes, probably in ways that maybe don't come across to the dozens, but even some of the behind the scenes stuff and that, like, it just feels like it's starting to click into a rhythm now.
You know what? And I think the dozens know what we're trying to do here. I think that's a big part of it. First, maybe dozen episodes. I think people were trying to figure out what in the world is this podcast. When are you going to get to the sermon?
Yeah.
Where do I get sermon notes? And now
is there a note-taking guide?
Yeah. Now I think people realize, like, no, we want this to be a conversation that you're in. You're not contributing, but you're listening.
Sure.
But somebody that's going to contribute today.
Yeah.
We got actually we'll do a proper intro in a second, but I do want to mention Mr. Gordie McMillan is in the back corner. I brought you some swag, sir,
Dude,
for the
there
gym.
you go.
Sir, I'm ready.
So
what gym do you go to?
The same one as me. Can you tell by how jacked we both are?
Well,
Boys, I'm a descendant.
There you are. We got another.
there we go.
We got a 50%
So
ginger
follow up
quotient
on
here.
2 episodes ago. Do you use a washcloth in the shower, or are you just a straight soap to the body guy?
I'm actually usually a straight soap to the body guy.
you're
I'm not
way-
gonna lie. I have a loofah. It's there.
You're
Dude, I can appreciate a good
It's
loofah.
there, like every once in a
just
while.
hangs there.
But I can't use it too much. Like,
No, then it's gross.
I'm pretty.
I like a
it's-
good exfoliate.
It's gross.
though.
I do like
That's-
an exfoliate. I'm fair. You know, if I do it too much.
you just like AJ mentioned in the episode with Leonce. You put that Irish Spring right on your Irish body.
I do. Yeah. yeah.
It's the only way to go.
You definitely have Irish in you.
I got Irish,
yeah.
Scottish.
You got you got the green on with the red hair too. You're just like
I never get away
Yeah.
with it either.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. Well, we do want to let's do a proper intro today for our esteemed guest.
Give me my music. There it is. Gordie McMillan is one of my favorite kinds of people to have as a guest in the back corner, one that I don't know at all. Here's what I can tell you about him, though. According to my research on Planning Center, he is 27 years old, and our homes are exactly 400 meters away from each other.
Oh, wow.
I can also tell you that ever since the earliest days of the podcast, Brent has been saying we should have him on because he's a good dude with a great story. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my neighbor, Mr. Gordie McMillan!
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, we live around the corner from each other. I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm right on Donlin.
Yeah, I'm on live.
That area is a.
I'm not going to give you the
King's-
house number. The last thing I need is dozens camped out in front of my house. But
that area is a King's Church Valley hotbed.
There is.
There's a
There's
lot of people up in there, for sure.
We're taking ground.
Amen. Amen. We got a couple things we want to mention. A couple sponsors coming up. A couple FYIs.
Yeah.
So first, Revival Nights coming up at King's Church here very soon, May 20th, 23rd. If you are part of King's Church, we expect you there. But we want to welcome any of the dozens that want to make the trip up. These are special meetings.
7 p.m. at the Valley location. I believe some of our other, particularly our further flung locations, are working on options there as well. So if you're part of Halifax,
they've got their thing.
Yeah. Pastor Seth will be telling you all about that.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you got to drive all the way to the Valley, hang out there. But yeah, if you're in like
Southern New Brunswick.
an
come
hour
on
or
out.
2 drive of the thriving metropolis of Quispam Sis.
Get there early. Last year was
Legitimately.
standing room only.
Bro, there were nights last year I didn't get to sit down.
Yeah.
And I work here.
And that was last year.
Yeah.
So we've grown
And that was our-
people know what to expect.
Right, that was our first year, and it was, so you're going to want to show up.
It'll be a zoo.
Yeah.
But we're here for it.
I'm
so.
quite sure I'll have a seat on Thursday night
Yeah. On stage.
because I'm speaking. But
Yeah.
other than that, we should go old school, man. Put the preachers on
put
stage.
the thrones up on stage.
Do the 2 rows, like the really
The big
important
high back
people, and then
seats.
the less important people, one behind. Oh, dude,
high
my
back
dad had
seats.
those growing up.
Definitely.
There was 3 of them. One had the super high back, and the other's the slightly lower back. And whoever's preaching got to sit in the highest back chair.
You and I have been in ministry long enough. I've sat on stage through the duration of a service. Really? You've not sat in
I have
the-
guest speaking
the
in a
honor
few places.
seats?
I have,
Yeah.
At
way back,
at
though.
Emmanuel Baptist in Upper Hammonds Plains.
For me, it's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
no, for me, it's actually only I never have in a church I've actually worked at.
No, me neither.
But
I was always the minister of music.
As a guest somewhere,
Guest,
I have.
as a guest. So
Yeah.
do you have recollection? You're way too young for that.
No recollection.
Churches used to like, especially evangelical churches, they'd seat the clergy would sit
On
on
stage.
stage for the whole service.
We meet at the salt mine, the young adults, like in town. So
Yeah.
we have the old
old-
Baptist church, right?
And
so
are the seats in there?
There's a couple old chairs. They're
think
like
they're-
thrones. We have
Let's
the old
bring 'em
thrones.
in
They
for
have,
revival.
Like
That
they
would
have the
be
wood
hilarious.
chairs and the green padding and
Nothing invites the Lord's presence like hubris.
No, totally. Although I have heard, I talked to some of the old time preachers, and I do get this. They always said they loved it, not from a everyone look at me, but they can actually see everyone.
Yeah, they can see what's going on.
And have an easier sense of what's going on in the room before they get up to speak. And I often like
I get that.
If I'm getting ready to preach, I'll get up and kind of stand off to the side for like 5-10 minutes
Same.
before I know I'm getting tapped to go up, just to go, okay, let me kind of read the room.
What am I working with here?
Yeah,
for sure.
Let me drink in what's going on a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
The thing I loved about my church growing up with those thrones, I mean, there were wooden, it was faux leather, but it was like this rich red leather, rich sheets.
Mahogany.
Corinthian leather. But up on the stage, but we met in a gym.
That's hilarious.
So
Like,
yeah,
it's
so
like,
you've
right.
got like the rubber floor with the basketball lines on it, these bright orange stacking chairs
Fluorescent
everywhere.
lights,
Yeah,
yeah.
just humming fluorescent lights, concrete walls, and these big like wooden.
Gaudy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try to church it up, Dirt. Remember Joe Dirt? Remember that movie?
I do remember Joe
Dirt.
Dirt.
I can tell you something about Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah,
That was the first movie my wife and I watched on our honeymoon.
man, what a romantic! You are a
crazy
romantic, sir.
The first movie
Dude,
we ever.
take notes, dude. You're
Yeah,
getting
I
married.
should-
You
I
got a
am,
honeymoon
yeah, I
coming
got a honeymoon
up.
coming
The
up,
first
yeah.
movie we ever watched, I can give you some honeymoon advice off air, but the first movie we ever watched on our first date was Children of the Corn. But Joe Dirt was on our honeymoon.
I feel like we need to pass on
Oh, we do. We
So
we have resources.
our origin story of like
Truthfully,
real friendship.
when we
real
actually
friendship.
bonded as opposed to just knew who each other were.
Yes, real friend. The magic began. Why were you at Kingswood?
It was like May term. They were doing one of those like 1 week intensive seminars,
Yes.
and I just came back for like a ongoing professional development enrichment thing. Was taking a course,
Right, and I was too.
and you were still on campus. I had graduated.
I was
You were
still
still
a
a
student.
student, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and
So we
he-
wound up in the same dorm for a week.
and I was on my way to marriage, and he had been married for a couple years at that point anyway, a few years probably.
Yeah.
And so we created, back in the days of burning CDs,
Downloading stuff on.
we created a special sexy CD called the Sex Bomb.
Yeah.
So I probably still have that
Dude.
somewhere.
I hope you
actually.
do.
If
You
I'm gonna
should.
dig through it,
Yeah.
I know what your wedding gift's
Yeah.
gonna be for me.
That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
No, that had some.
We laughed.
Turn off the lights.
Oh, dude, Teddy Pendergrass,
And light a candle.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was suggestive music for sure.
It
But,
was-
never did use it, but
It's music with a focused intent. And hey, in the context of a honeymoon, it's legit.
hey, man,
If you have made a covenant before God with a woman, you are allowed to rub each other down in some burning hot oils,
yeah,
baby.
enjoy. You know that in Jewish culture, you're supposed to take your whole first year off just for enjoying one another.
Wow.
Can't go to
Isn't that
war.
crazy?
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Then the expectation after that was like you do go to war and you do like
Yeah.
get it all in that first year.
Oh,
Basically.
that's how you keep the population up. You're probably going to die in this war, so
Yeah.
you need to have at least one kid on the way
Yeah,
before we send
exactly
you off.
right. No, that's where all this began. And burning CDs in my dorm room.
There we go. Started with crimes, really. I guess technically.
Yeah, I guess we were
Criminal activity.
pirating music. Yes, that's where it all began.
Pirating music that the school we were at pirating it at probably would hate the thought that we were even aware of, let alone had burned to a CD.
Yeah, that's facts.
Wow.
So, revival nights coming up.
So if you've been pirating or any other sort of criminal
Yeah,
activity, you need
come
to get right
repent.
with Jesus.
Come
Revival
repent.
nights coming
or
up.
using that type of music for those type of activities outside of the marriage bed.
Absolutely.
Come on out to XY. and
Absolutely. Yeah.
Get right.
Revival
nights.
I mean, XY will
XY
sort you
would
out too, but that's a year away. You need to address it quicker than that.
Speaking of XY,
It was incredible.
yeah, we just came off that a couple weeks ago. You
I made
actually-
it.
I was talking to Gordie at the gym. He's like, going to XY? He's like, oh man, no, I got to work. So he's a shift worker.
Yep.
And worked all night Friday night. He's like, I gotta go. So I see him
came from
Saturday
work,
morning.
yeah.
What do you do for work, Gordie?
I'm a chem tech. I'm working in a chem lab.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they do that overnight.
They do that 24/7.
Because you only got so much lab equipment. It's cheaper to. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we do it all night.
Are you glad you went?
Oh man, I'm so glad I went.
Yeah.
There. You know what's awesome too? I wasn't tired all day.
Well,
I wasn't tired.
prayed for you that
all
morning.
day.
Remember?
Not once. I got up at so I was able to leave work a little early because it was overtime. Mm-hmm. So I took a quick nap. Got up at like 5 o'clock. Took a quick shower.
You didn't use a like a sponge or a towel, but you did a proper man.
I did
shower.
a proper man shower.
3 minutes,
Yep.
bam, gone.
Boom.
Yeah.
Soap on the body.
Same soap.
I'll tell you what, the older you get, I find the less time it takes me to actually do what I'm in the shower to do, but the more time I spend just under the heat.
Man.
It's like I've been in here for 15 minutes and I was clean at minute 3, and now I'm just trying to be relaxed and like been doing stretches, trying to get my back to loosen up. I'm old, but anyway.
That is an old guy thing. You're glad you went though, eh?
I'm so glad. Yeah. Super
man.
blessed.
Rich, eh?
Super blessed. The guys were awesome. I wish I got to see Ed.
Yeah.
But I got something in.
What happened Saturday was just a
special.
continuation of like the whole weekend just was.
Speaking of old guys and our relentless plugging here, it was really cool. Like, I mean, let's go ahead and pre-plug next year.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like, I saw guys there that are in their 80s, and I met a guy there who's in grade 8.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's just something powerful about seeing like people from, basically the full age range where you can leave home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like either too young or too old to go out of the house. But other than that, it was just beautiful. It was powerful.
Beautiful. Next stop on large conference events. We got OneCon coming up in June.
Yep.
So get your kids to that. And
That's
then
your middle schoolers and high schoolers.
I mean, Harvest will be here before you blink, man.
Absolutely.
In the fall. So it's gonna be
Harvest is a
awesome.
good time too.
It is a good time.
I went to it last year to just help out and also to hear Amy Howard speak because I'm just a huge Amy Howard fan. And like ladies, get there, and dudes.
Yeah.
Like
send your wives.
Like if especially, I don't know, every marriage has different dynamics, but I know in my marriage, sometimes my wife is a little reticent to spend money on things she thinks are just for her. Like she's so selfless that she's like, and so like, just sit her down and go, babe, like we got this, go. And if you genuinely don't gut this financially, let us know.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just want you there.
Like there was a ridiculously high number of guys at Harvard or at XY that we made it possible for them to be there financially.
Right. Yep.
So if that is actually if your wife is cheap, tell her you're paying for it.
Yeah.
If you guys are genuinely just don't have the money,
we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll make sure that she gets there.
I think there's a reality too that it's an investment.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Like it's like, it might be a little tight, but
totally
investing in your spiritual growth and well-being.
And that's probably one of the many reasons God shows up so powerfully is because there's this level of sacrifice, before you even go in. I do think that's why XY2 punches so heavy is because dudes don't want to do that. Like the guys putting it on don't want it. Like, that's just like, let's go fishing. Let's like avoid this. Let's just not have to deal with stuff.
I was talking to a buddy of mine right after, and the whole big groups kind of thing came up, and I was like, oh yeah, so Jesus is the only one who'll get me in a room with more than 8 people in it.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Like but there's just something about it, man.
Totally,
it's
man.
so powerful.
The worship times hearing just men,
dude.
It's just, dude, we did the Roar on Friday night, and like it was like my son Aiden's like, Dad, my hair stood up. Like just hearing men just victory, just a shot of victory, and like it was sustained for probably 30 seconds, and it was like,
it is spiritually very meaningful, and I think it qualifies as TRT, testosterone replacement.
For sure.
It, like the whole collective testosterone just goes
Friday night, all the guys in the gym trying to take advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, not this year, but last year after Friday night, me and my buddy literally went to the gym.
If we could bottle that moment and sell it,
oh yeah,
it'd be amazing. You want just listen to this before you go work out.
Hey, we just record it and loop it.
Loops like my whole...
1 hour of men yelling in victory.
Bench press.
That's the whole promo. It's just all yelling. Just back. Yeah, that's
It's like move over, William Augusto. There's a new new ambient music in town.
exactly.
I love it.
All right, Ron, what are we researching today, sir?
Well, I want to know what you prefer: going to the movies to watch something, you know, the whole experience, or just staying at home, sitting down, grabbing some popcorn, watching it in your own space.
Good question.
That is a great question.
Chime in online on Spotify or YouTube or on Facebook too. Yeah. For going to the movies or watching a movie.
That's hard.
It is.
I'll go first, but it'll be rambling. I have a weird affinity for movie theaters from doing church in a movie theater for so many years. I love just being in a movie theater, and I do enjoy the experience of going to the movies. But I would say that the cost is just so ridiculous now.
Yep.
And the movies, there's been one movie that's come out probably in the last 3 years that I've even been remotely interested in going to see. And I'm not gonna, but I would have, except for it's the Hail Mary one, the Andy Weir.
Tori and I just saw that.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was. I like
But it's an Amazon
I've
movie,
heard
so I know
great
it's going to
things.
come out on Prime.
Right.
So it's one of those, do I want to watch it for free in a couple of months? Or do I want to pay $45 for me and my wife to go see it or whatever? So
Right.
between the cost and the quality of what's there, I don't go very much anymore. But I would say I have a nostalgia sort of for movie theaters in general, and I do enjoy that experience. But I'm not into movies at all enough. Like, I watch way more YouTube than I do movies and FLDS documentaries and true crime with the misses or that kind of thing. And so I would say, if you ask me what I enjoy conceptually, it's a pretty close tie. But what I actually do, it's always home. I haven't been to the theater since I moved here.
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't been to the theater since you moved here either.
Yeah, coming up on 2 years.
What's your
I'm going home.
going home?
I'm going home.
Yeah.
You know, I have everything there. I can get up, go to the fridge. I can have more snacks if I want more snacks.
Totally.
Get another refill if I want another refill.
Yeah.
But you know what? I really did like. Tori and I went to see Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Fredericton has the IMAX theater with the recliners. Like they have you hit the button and it'll
Okay.
basically go like, it almost stretch you right. You could almost go right back if you wanted to. I remember the first time we went, Tori was like, well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to grab a blanket. I was like, bringing a
take to the
blanket to the
theater?
theater. I was like, that's so gross. Like, I'm thinking about the St. John Theater and the sticky floors and the seats, and I'm thinking about dragging on the floor.
This one's like a living
And this
room?
one, yeah, it's kind of like you could stretch that blanket across a couple seats. Like, you could lay right out, and there's still room for people to walk.
If that doesn't capture New Brunswick,
Oh, totally.
Fredericton, it's the third largest city. Like,
Yep.
it's smaller than Moncton and St. John, but it has the bougiest theater.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it was
for sure.
awesome.
That's
yeah.
very on brand, Fredericton.
Yeah. Well, one of the many reasons I prefer to watch at home is that I worked at that theater in Fredericton for about 3 months, and that was my least favorite job I've ever had. I hated it.
Yeah, I
Mostly
can
because of the management at the time. Just like as a 17-year-old kid, I didn't like serving people popcorn. This is back in the day where if you wanted butter on your popcorn, like the server had to do it. They didn't have the stuff out there for you. So like, and some people were so ridiculous. Like, can you do 1 scoop of popcorn, layer of butter, another scoop of popcorn, layer? And I was just that kid. Like, you get what you get, and you don't get upset, like kind of thing. And
I ain't making a popcorn trifle
That's
for
what
you
they
here,
wanted,
buddy.
man. They wanted freaking popcorn tiramisu.
So apparently you can still get that if you ask.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like you get you get the oil stuff at the counter, but if you ask for butter, they can toss it in
Look,
butter.
as a kid that
workers.
hated that, don't ask that kid to do it. Just don't do it. But,
I spent a night in a movie theater once
really?
when we were early days of Plant and Deepwater in Halifax. We met in a movie theater on Spring Garden Road called Park Lane, and we wanted to do baptisms. And the first baptisms we did, we went to another church. And I jokingly, when I was telling the theater we wouldn't be there that Sunday, I said, unless you guys are okay with us setting up a huge tank in your theater. And they were like, we don't see an issue with that. Because the theater was underground.
Okay.
And it had all kinds of pumps and drainage in it anyways to keep the groundwater from... The reason Spring Garden Road is called Spring Garden Road is there's an underground spring that runs by it.
Okay.
And so literally if they turn off these pumps,
It starts to
it
fill up.
floods. Yeah. And so they were like, yeah, whatever, we're built, like, worst case scenario, the thing breaks and the water just runs down the drains we have anyway. But we didn't know we bought a portable baptistry from portablebaptistry.com, much like the one we have here at King's Church. And we didn't know how long it was going to take to set it up, and we had to load it in and all that. And so we actually got permission, like probably 8 or 10 of us, to stay through the night to set it up for the next morning. So we were there, like we came in at 12:30 or so when the last movie was wrapping up, loaded this thing in, had to unbox it, all the hoses we'd bought, all this kind of stuff, pulled it out, figured out how to put it together, topped it up. One of the guys he had a remote control speedboat, and he was doing like donuts in the baptistry while we were letting it fill up. And and then we had all those like interlocking foam mats like you get.
Oh yeah.
That's how we put flooring in our nursery spaces and stuff like that every Sunday.
Little beds.
So we made little beds out of them and just slept in the hallway of the theater all night and just woke up for church in the morning. And yeah, it was great. We had a bunch of new sound gear. I spent a whole night in an underground theater in Halifax.
Well, let us know in the comments. You going home or you going to the theater? I'm definitely going home.
And if anyone else has ever spent a whole night, we're talking like from sunset to sunrise in a theater, let me know.
9 times out of 10 at a theater, my misophonia is so triggered.
Dude. Oh yeah, that would
by the rattling of popcorn and bags and the chewing and I can't even focus.
Well, in that theory, it would have been your literal misophonia. That would have been, dude. There were so many. You'd be sitting in church and you'd see mostly mice. Mice don't bother me. Rats freak me out.
Are gross.
You'd see a little mouse come up and like climb up somewhere and grab a little piece of popcorn. You could usually only see it if you were in the front row because it angled down. But I always used to say, like, we're not
church mice.
Yeah, we have a literal church mice. Like, we're a church plant and we're not in a church, but those are church mice.
That's amazing. All right, first segment, everyone's favorite. Keep it or sweep it.
Yeah. Sort of a similar topic to what we were just discussing in our first one here. Going to concerts. Some people love nothing more than to hear a great artist or band perform live. The crowd, the energy, the excitement. Other people are perfectly happy with their phone, a music app, and a good set of earbuds. Going to concerts, keep it or sweep it.
Want me to go first?
Well, you are the most notorious concert goer here due to the Back Boys or Backstreet Boys.
Back Boys, those Back Boys.
Someone should have like a Newfoundland boy band and call it the Backyard Boys.
The Back Boys.
The Backshed Boys.
The Backshed Boys.
The Backshed Boys.
That's amazing. There's an opportunity
out doing the dances, but with like gum rubber boots on.
The Backshed Boys.
Yeah, the Backshed Boys.
Oh, man. Right behind the house. I don't particularly like concerts. I love my wife, which is why I've gone to a lot of concerts.
You're a good man.
She likes concerts.
She a big concert goer?
She does, which I don't get, but again, one of many things I don't
enjoy
get.
your guys' relationship because it's this weird combination of opposites attract.
Oh yeah.
And also a very similar fight for dominance.
Yeah, totally.
There's this kind of like
Totally.
you guys are like one part of you couldn't be more different, and the other part you're both like fighting for the same spot.
Yes.
And it's just great entertainment.
It works. There's the magnetism from that, and then usually we're aligned.
Yeah.
So that works great because we're both pretty fierce in our opinions, and so 99 times
that's why
out of
you're
100,
both still alive.
It is. But when there's disagreement, it's disagreement. Yeah.
Well, I'll look forward to that documentary someday.
Yeah, exactly.
She was a quiet nurse from the St. John area.
I'm
suspected.
Not a big concert guy, and here's why. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
When I'm there, and I love worship. I love being in transcendent moments, and the best concerts are always like, like this is good because it's actually pointing to transcendence.
Yeah. Right.
But we're not allowed to get there. So like I've been at huge, amazing concerts, and they don't hold a candle to like Sunday morning at King's.
Yes.
So
that's an interesting, like, one of the critiques a lot of people give towards what would be a common worship style for, lots of churches, but including King's. Lots of kind of more modern evangelical churches is that it feels like, it's kind of a discount rock concert or whatever. But I think it's an intriguing thing to think about that the opposite direction and go, what if like your average your concert is actually like
a discount
worship experience,
totally.
Right? Like it's meant to exalt something. It's meant to
unify.
It's meant to elicit an emotional response, not just an intellectual one.
Yeah.
Like to
You
get at
actually
your
see
heart, not
people
just
lifting their hands.
So that's what I was just
Right?
thinking. Like it's so weird when you're in a crowd and you see people like doing this. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to be here even less now. It
It's
feels like you're
creepy.
worshiping something.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of an interesting way to. I think of I believe it was the basilica-esque style of church architecture, like that a lot of older like Catholic churches and stuff, old Anglican churches and stuff are based on, was originally like a Roman. I forget whether it was a form of a temple or a market, but it was that way of building and shaping a building predates Christianity, although it's closely associated with Christianity now, almost as though they went like, look, this could have a higher, you know what I mean? Like, or I think of Paul in the Shrine to the Unknown God,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Going like, this is the thing, like this is what's missing from that. And that idea of going, yeah, like if we have a way of engaging that does bring people together and does lift something up and does create this emotional response, what better thing to do than put that in service of the Lord? And yeah, I do think once you've experienced that, like the rest is just meaningless. You know what I mean? You're just like, this is, it's like a cake,
counterfeit glory,
a cake without frosting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a thing like we don't,
yeah, it's like what is the point of this?
reminds me of NASCAR.
Yeah.
A lot of driving, you don't get anywhere.
He's just going in circles.
Right. Like there's just kind of this like, shouldn't this
End up
is there
I'm going sweep it.
yeah
Yeah.
I'm sweeping. I don't like crowds. I frequently find and I don't know what this is in me, maybe it's a touch of the tism or something, but like once I get used to a certain version of a song, I don't generally like a lot of artists, like they'll change the phrasing of and that I'm just like, you're doing it wrong.
Or they won't even play the ones we paid to hear.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, which I get as an artist. Like if I had to preach the same sermon all the time, I want to preach what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So these guys are making new stuff, but everyone paid to hear the hits.
Well, and I certainly, it's at some point it seems pretentious too, to like, dude, like these are the people who make it possible for you to live this lifestyle. So sing your 4 or 5 new songs too. Yeah. But dude, like
dance puppet,
play Freebird. Right? You know what I mean? Like
play Freebird.
Yeah, if you're U2, do Where the Streets Have No Name. I don't care if if you're Metallica, do Enter Sandman. I don't care how many times you've played it before.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then I'm always just uncomfortable. Like I don't.
Yeah, that too.
My back doesn't like to stand for very long, and my butt doesn't like to sit for a real long time. And if you sit, you can't see, and if you stand, like, so yeah, I'm just not a big concert guy.
I don't mind like a good musician in a pub or something.
Yeah.
That I'm not obligated to pay attention to, but like maybe catches my attention. I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But
I've discovered a couple of musicians that way that I like got right into. But.
Being in a big giant, concert is just not my jam. What
No,
where you at on it?
I would be a third sweep.
You're a sweep?
I'm not
unanimous.
I'm not into it.
What about you?
Not super comfortable. A lot of people, but also just like a lot of concerts now aren't even really concerts. Like they play the track and the guy just like hanging out listening to this song with you. And it's like, it's not even like a real concert.
They're just like, let's all listen to my song while I jump around the stage.
Yeah.
And
The
maybe-
back shed buys.
Yeah,
They're live every time, man.
We only do live. Yeah.
Live and 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
I mentioned the whole like, kind of bar band, that kind of thing, live music thing, sort of tying that back to what we were talking about, like that transcendence or whatever. I remember we had a neighbor in our first apartment we lived at in Cole Harbor, and she had, to this day, maybe the best singing voice I've ever heard. And she, like, we would literally, and I mean, I'm cynical and not that moved by stuff. I would literally open the door to she lived across the hall. I would open the door to our apartment so I could hear when she was practicing, like just incredible. And so one day we were talking to her and she's like, well, look, my band plays at, this bar downtown or whatever you want. You should come hear us. And I was like, heck yeah. So we showed up and she's, I mean, just again, powerful, but not like always yelling. Some people are like powerful, but really just loud, and incredible control and beautiful tone. And I'm just a phenomenal singer. And she's on this like little stage in the corner, and in front of her are like 25 drunks
Right.
dancing, trying to grope each other, not paying attention to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there going like, she wasn't a believer. And I sat there going like, God has given you this incredible thing. And this is the best. And it really was for her at the time, the best thing she had, the best outlet she had for it. And I just remember thinking like,
It's a tragedy.
Like, Lord, thank you that you give us something more noble to do with the gifts you give us
Totally.
than to be the background music for a bunch of drunks.
Yeah.
You know,
Even my favorite artists, I am not one of these guys that just like I only will listen to Christian music. In fact, unless it's worship music, I don't really jive with it.
Yep.
Especially like we've talked about this in the pod before, just like the kind of Christian contemporary industry. I'm not a big fan. So most of the music I end up listening to, which isn't very much, but it's a lot, like Bon Iver and John Mayer, but when I listen to that too, I'm like, oh, this is really good. But
Yeah.
you know, it would be, imagine if like just the Lord got a hold of John Mayer's heart, and then that was leveraged to something big enough to warrant his talent.
yeah.
You know, like that's the thing. It's like, this is incredible, but you're singing about stupid stuff, or like it just doesn't matter. And it's like, I totally agree with you. There's a grief. There's almost like there's a grief to the, oh, what an incredible gift being not used properly.
Totally. It's a, you can, and you wouldn't expect them to use it properly if they don't know Jesus anyways,
right.
but there's like it's almost like a stewardship that you're just going like, this is being wasted.
It's pearls before swine.
That's exactly it. Is pearls. Like, it's like if you saw someone build like this insane birdhouse and you go, but you could have built a hospital. And like saved lives.
Right.
Like, it's neat that these birds have a place to perch while they poop, but like, and I could appreciate the skill of it and the beauty, like an architect or whatever, but like, dude, you could have built, whatever. If you made a new air fryer, but you could have invented an incubator that cost $12 to make and save the lives of thousands of babies in the developing world or whatever, right? And just
short selling the
it's not that it's bad, it just
not
could
good
be
enough.
so much more.
Totally. Yep.
Well,
All
speaking of
sweeping concerts,
speaking of people trying to connect with a significant other, next up, wearing cologne or perfume. Seems like a growing number of people have sensitivities, and other people just don't want to be engulfed in a cloud of any smell. But others know that smelling good is at least as important as looking good, and so they don't just want to not smell; they want to smell good. So, wearing cologne or perfume, keep it or sweep it.
let's go back around.
All right, I'm gonna go. I don't even want to say soft keep. I want to say qualified keep. There are people who just do not know when to stop pressing the little squirter button.
Yeah.
And there is I have zero in terms of any sort of actual allergy, anything sensitivities. I'm I am very sensitive to body odor. Like, it makes me.
Oh yeah.
I think I have for that what you have for sounds.
Okay.
Like, I will get physically angry, and I am never like the worst things
that's
the
what
worst things I've
misophonia
ever
does.
said about another human. Like, I've worked with sex offenders and drug dealers and people who've killed.
Just don't come around me.
But I'm like, I've got all the grace in the world. But then it's like, this guy hasn't showered, he reeks, and I'm just like, I hope you die. I mean, like, I wish nothing but the worst on you. And I've genuinely, the worst things I've ever said about people, or the most judgy attitude I've ever had about people, things I've said to my wife about people from my gym.
which, to be clear, isn't right.
No, it's terribly wrong. I'm
Yes.
just saying, if your option is to smell way too strongly good or bad, I'll take bad. But the truth of the matter
take
is,
good.
yes, I'll take good. But you can't cover like it.
No, it doesn't replace a shower.
Right, you're just like, oh, you smell like body odor and Dracar Noir or whatever, right? Like, you don't smell good. So I would just say, like, there is such thing as too much. There is such thing as too strong, and I think that sensitivities are a lot like gluten allergies. they're real, but not nearly as many people have them as claim to have them.
Yes.
Right.
Like I think there's some people who are
People
like,
just jump on the bandwagon.
right. Oh, and I think there's people who are like, yeah, if I eat too much bread, I feel bloated. And you're like, that's not gluten insensitivity. That's just eating too much bread, right? And it's like some people are like, whatever. If I have to smell something I don't like to smell, it makes me uncomfortable. It's like, yeah, but that's not the same thing as like some sort of allergic
you don't
reaction.
get a migraine from
Yeah,
it.
you don't need an EpiPen to deal with it, right?
Right.
But there are people who do have legit
Yes.
sensitivities to that stuff, and so I'm all for, like here at King's, we've got a sensitive section or whatever. Like I get that, or if you're gonna have to work really closely with other people, like in a work environment or something, I get dialing it way back. So it's a hard keep, but with that caveat, that doesn't just mean load on as much as you want, anytime you want, anywhere you want. But man, there's nothing like, and I don't mean this in a I'm not trying to revisit conversation we had a couple of episodes ago about various acronyms, but like even a dude who smells good, I'm like, who was it I gave a hug to a couple of weeks ago? It's like, bro, you just smell freaking awesome, man. Like I just
Let me breathe. Let me hold you into
honestly,
a deep breath.
I like
it's a
took
real
I
thing.
squeezed and I was like, nope, not yet, man. I need another lungful of that. That's beautiful. But yeah, no, there is something great about smell. And look, if I'm going to oversell it, Scripture talks a lot about things smelling good. Like incense was a part of worship because you know the Lord knows that's one of our five senses, and He wanted worship to engage that. And you know, it wasn't just that they burnt something that created smoke that would rise. It was incense, like something that smelled good. So that's me.
Hard keep. Okay.
I'm going light keep.
Light keep.
Light
All right.
keep.
It's because you're young.
Yeah. Well, you see, light because a little goes a long way. You know, like you can't
more of a keep it light.
I'm more of a keep it light. You know, if I hug you, if I go in for that hug, and I come out and at supper time, you know, I can still smell your cologne on me. Like you might have been wearing a little too much.
Yeah,
That's fair.
But yeah, I'm definitely a light keep.
Right.
I like a good smell. If I feel really put together, if I have a little spritz, like it's like if I want to look good, I want to smell good too. So a little, if I feel like I smell a little musty or something.
Right.
I've heard ladies say before that smell is more important to them than looks.
Might be. I
Like
don't know.
a homely guy who smells good, they would take over a
Handsome guy who stinks.
Brad Pitt who smells like I've heard Brad Pitt smells.
I'm not gonna spend a whole time looking in your face if your breath really stinks. So
Right.
it's the same idea.
Right.
You know?
Can you guys smell me right now? I got too much on?
I
Oh,
can't.
you're good, man.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm still trying to find my way.
I will say when I came in upstairs before, like half an hour ago before we recorded, I don't know who it was, but as soon as I stepped into the like back entrance there, I could smell someone.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was a dude, and they smelled great. I don't know who had gone through there a few minutes before me,
It's
but
probably me.
might have been.
It's funny when you start picking up on people's scents. You enter a room and you're just like, oh, this guy was in here.
Oh,
And
see, I'm
probably
mixing it
about
up
10
right
minutes
now.
ago.
Like,
So, current, I guess, former guest, back quarter alumni, Dr. H.C. Wilson.
oh, you know, when
There
he's
was, he's let up on it lately, but there was
Oh, I like it.
a long period of time
like it.
where you could tell he was in the room before you saw him. It was like polo something.
I just can't afford to wear that much.
No.
Like that stuff's expensive,
It is.
man. If you're going like 5-6 squirts every time you use
I don't
it.
own any.
Oh, so I'm on a little bit of a cologne kick right now.
Yeah.
And I think it's part of getting older because your looks are going away. So you gotta
You're good, man.
you gotta augment. So
I
yeah,
look
I've been
better. I look
dabbling.
better than I have in my entire adult life right now. So I don't even shower.
fine wine.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, I was looking at old videos yesterday with my son and was going back. I showed him like a video from me preaching like 8 years ago, and I was like 230 pounds, and it is actually pretty stark. Like
Yep.
when you see it, and Aiden goes, "Dad, that makes me uncomfortable." And he was serious. Like he's like, "It doesn't look like you." He's like, "I don't."
Bit of
He's
an
like-
uncanny valley.
Yeah, well,
thing.
and he's like, you know, like how some kids when they see their dad shave their beard for
beard?
the first
Yeah.
time, it's like I don't know you. Who's? It was interesting, but yeah, I'm going.
My grandmother was always a fairly large lady, and once all the kids were out of the house, she did the Weight Watchers thing hard and lost a ton of weight. And the first time my uncle, so my mom's family is 5 girls and then the youngest is a boy. First time my uncle came home, she came out like to greet him in the dooryard, and he cried.
Yeah,
And he was like,
disorienting.
"If you're happy, Mom, I'm happy for, but like this is not the woman who raised me."
yeah.
And she basically got the same response from everyone else, so she just said, "Frig it, put the
put
weight
it back
back on."
on.
Oh my god! It was like I never cared. I thought you guys cared, but if you don't care, who cares?
Pass the butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, I'm going hard keep. I love the stuff. I bought a few things for my birthday. Actually, I got some birthday money, and I bought cologne.
Nice.
So I'm wearing Little Tom Ford.
So where here's
Pacifique.
anytime
right
I think
now.
about getting any like legit cologne, like you can get Axe or whatever, but it's
No,
always
that's-
all
no.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like you can get stuff that smells, but it's pretty much always chained up now.
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
like, do you just ask them to open it so you can sniff it all?
They'll give you samples.
Because that's why I'm always like, dude, I'm not going to just buy something. I don't know how it smells.
Just start going to Shoppers on a daily and giving
Yeah.
yourself a little spritz.
In Quiz Pam, they actually have all the samples out.
Oh,
You can, but the easiest thing to do too is just online research. Find the highest rated stuff.
Yeah, but I got to smell it for myself.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
you also put it on for, you're not smelling good for you.
Well, yeah, but if I'm going to smell that way all day, I have to like the smell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But you know it's not going to stink.
I don't know, man. There's some side. It's like I'm weird like that with clothes too. Like you give me 2 shirts that are almost identical, there'll be one I'm like, I love that. I would never wear that, and I can't tell you why.
It's finicky.
It just doesn't feel right. So I feel like I do that with smells.
Particular old man.
What
All
I
right.
really need to do is just get my wife to do that research because if she's happy, I'm happy.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's not true too, because I have a couple bottles of cologne that Melanie bought me that I don't like.
Yeah.
But I know clearly she tested it and she thought I would like this.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. So, and she doesn't like. I have a couple Tom Fords, and she doesn't like that. So, I like what appeals to a man, like leathery, woody, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like that's what I tend to veer towards. And
You just got to use that strategically. Going out on date
I
night.
do.
I know which ones
when I bring that CD out,
Yeah.
I use the cologne that she bought.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
All right, let's do another one.
All right, winter in Canada. This is
Oh,
a simple
keep her
one.
sweet.
Some folks get excited the first time the snow flies because they're looking forward to all kinds of outdoor winter activities and adventures. Others simply endure the weather or even go south to escape it for a while. Winter in Canada, keep it or sweep it.
I feel like if we answered this in November, it'd be maybe not. I don't know. I think I feel a little different about
I'm
it.
hard
Yeah.
sweep all year
Hard
round.
sweep,
I
yeah.
hate winter.
Okay.
People get seasonal affective disorder like by like February. I get it in like November, just
Knowing it's
anticipatorily.
coming.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I know where this. Like people go, I love fall. I'm like, dude, I like the temperature. I like that it's dry, but I'm already bummed out because I know where this is going to end.
Yeah.
It's like if you got on if a friend said, look, I want to take you and fly you over the Grand Canyon, but we are going to crash on the other side. I'm like, I'm not going to be like, but look at the view.
It's beautiful.
That's what fall is to me. It's
That's
the flight
fair.
before the
Yeah,
crash.
It's
So,
like the golden years of a person's life. Like you're incredible. You're a sweet person. You've got wisdom, but you got very little time.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, no, I'm just not into it.
Keeping or sweeping?
I'm gonna sweep it.
Yeah.
I don't do anything in the winter. Like
Yeah.
I like there's aspects I like, but like I'm not a skier. I'm not a hockey guy.
It does
Like there's
make a
not like a
big difference.
So like I end up just getting hunkered down in the house.
Yeah. I'll go soft keep. I like the seasons. I
Yeah.
do like the disruptiveness and the change of seasons, but soft because our winter's too long.
Yeah.
Like if it could be done by February, like the start of February, it'd be fantastic.
I would take a couple months.
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
bother
like
that.
the
I would
first
take a
few snow
couple-
fall. I don't mind snow blowing my yard. I like the feeling too of in like November, December, getting winter ready, like getting my home ready, like getting the snow blower out, the summer stuff put away, getting meat in the freezer. Like I like okay, bring it. I like that
Yeah.
feel.
I don't mind if it snows on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only use I have for winter. People be like, it looks so beautiful. I'm like, it doesn't though.
Oh, it does.
Everything's dead
It's
underneath
gorgeous.
it.
A fluffy snowfall on the trees.
And I
Come
know,
on.
I mean, well, while
Fresh air.
it's falling, it can be pretty. I'll grant you that. But then I'm always like,
But even the pink, like the pink sky, the pink purple sky, or like after it just snowed.
Yeah.
Some of the sites are just
I don't
gorgeous,
know.
but it's just too long.
I just too like
And
everything
the
gets
darkness.
Everything gets brown and
darkness.
slushy
It's
though
the
too.
darkness.
Like
The darkness is tough.
The darkness is
That
tough.
does mess you up
Yep.
for sure. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to soft keep.
All right, one more.
Last one.
The Canadian healthcare system. It's universal. It's free, sort of. It's slow. It's underfunded. There are alternatives. The Canadian healthcare system. Keep it or sweep it.
I'll go keep it. I definitely think it's better. Like, I know there's a lot of argument about the American model versus ours. Ours does have its problems, especially. I think like the population growth in Canada, immigration, all that stuff has stressed it at a level that it's not built for. But I do like living in a place that if you need healthcare, you can get it. I do appreciate that a lot. I like the UK model, I think, though, where it's kind of a hybrid where there's universal health care, but there's also, if you got the money to jump the line and go to like a private clinic and that kind of thing, there's a little more of that, I think, in the UK. But yeah, I'll keep it. You got a thought? You going sweet?
I was gonna go sweep, but I like your point.
Yeah.
I was gonna sweep it in the idea of like, you know, obviously some changes need to happen
Yeah.
in the sense of like, you know, wait times and not
You know
not like a fire everybody and
Yeah.
like
Well,
get
you
rid
know
of it
who-
and have nothing.
Everybody would agree with you. Like the
Right.
people who are working within the system,
Right.
like my wife,
Exactly.
and many doctors that are part of this church, like they're absolutely maxed.
Yeah.
So there's definitely problems.
But I think I like having healthcare. I like that, you know, when I want to plan to start a family, I don't have to consider $100,000 in child
Yeah.
labor and, you know what I mean? Like if like you were to go away for a trip and have a baby in the States,
yeah.
it's gonna cost some money.
Yeah, it's tough though too, because then you flip it though, and you're like, but if I could take a lifetime of way lower taxes,
Right.
would I do that? But then it flips back around. It depends on what happens to you in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
like you have lower taxes, but you're paying obscene amounts for healthcare.
Totally.
Like I'm not sure that that's much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go like, well, like how much do you think you'd save in taxes? Well, you know, I don't know. Like I could save thousands and thousands of dollars a year. And then you
Right.
want to go, how much do you think health insurance costs?
right.
Thousands and thousands
Right.
of dollars. And,
Right.
and even then, like in the US system, it's not, I think a lot of Canadians think that the US system is like, if you have health insurance in the United States, it's like having Medicare here, but it's not. It's more like having car insurance. So like if you break your leg, it's not free. You have to pay your deductible. So it's like you're still out $1,000. You're just not out $3,000 or whatever it costs to put the cast on and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a keeper of the concept, the system. I
Yeah.
do think it's way underfunded. We need to figure a bunch of that stuff out. It's way too hard for. We had neighbors in Halifax. He was a pediatrician and she was a GP from Egypt, Alexandria, Egypt.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
And he had to drive taxi for a while,
Yeah.
and then eventually, like, they just would not recognize his credentials. And I'm like, I can get, like, if you ran a field hospital in a mud hut somewhere,
Right, you're a witch doctor,
and
okay, we
like,
got
sure,
it,
but
yeah.
like, this is like, you really think like oil money? Like he went back to work in Saudi Arabia because he could make money. There's like, do you really think the Saudis are putting up with substandard doctors?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do you really think that like, yeah, like, anyways, that kind of stuff is pretty stupid. But I've lived in the United States without health care, and I've lived in the United States with health insurance, and I've lived here, and even as it is now, I think ultimately I would take our system.
Yeah.
If I was a billionaire or millionaire or just very rich and had
Yeah.
really, really great insurance and like the quality of the care you can get there, especially in terms of like speed and accessibility, you can't compete with it if you have access to it.
Right.
But I would, even still at the end of the day, maybe this is the Canadian in me, but I would rather go, the reason it's going to take me 6 months to get this exam or whatever I need is because there are so many other sick people ahead of me in line, not because somewhere there's an MRI machine sitting empty, but I just can't afford to climb into it.
Right. Yeah. There is a Christian
good point.
ethic conversation there too, you know, like
Yeah.
the capitalist in me, you know, certainly wants to I want the best care for the least amount of money, and I want it now. But that doesn't consider, do I also want to live in a society that gives access to everybody?
Yeah.
You know, so, and I don't like that costs me.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't like that I have to go, if I sprain my ankle and I'm going to sit and emerge for 12 hours. Like, I hate that, but
Yeah.
I don't stop and consider the reason why that is. And it's because we've created access, frankly, for more people than we can facilitate.
Yes. Which is the problem.
But the idea behind it is noble.
Yeah. And there are, like, I think the NHS you mentioned in the UK, it would be, the NHS part of it at least would be far more similar to our system than the American system. And lots of people there, at least historically, say it works phenomenal and stuff. So I feel like it's one of those, we need to fix what's broken in our model as opposed to look for a different
Which I wouldn't be able to offer any advice
No.
other than
Here's what the advice I would give you. Talk to Back Corner alumni Dr. Jeff Cook.
Yes.
Because when I needed surgery on my hand, I went to a walk-in clinic Tuesday night, got a referral from him, which is what I needed, got a call from Dr. Cook on Wednesday or Thursday to show up on Friday for a preliminary exam, a consult, and I was in surgery that Wednesday.
Wow.
So I was basically 24 hours or 1 week from him initially getting my name getting on his desk to surgery was completed and I was gone because he's figured out how to batch. I mean, I don't know if it works for everything, but he batches it all in ways and stuff. And it's wildly efficient.
Has an orchestra, the orchestration of his time and the amount of surgeries he does in a day and stuff. It's insane.
But the brilliant, it's trigger finger. It's pretty much the same for everyone. So he literally had we all walked into a conference room, like a theater. Teaching theater at the hospital, and him or his resident or whatever would squeeze our hand for 30 seconds on the way in, which is all they need to do just to confirm that's what it is. And then we all just sat in a room for an hour and 20 minutes. And he explained to us what it is, what the surgery is, all that kind of stuff, handed out a sheet of paper, and you could check, I want surgery now, I'll want surgery later, or I'm just going to let this run its course. And you handed him in on the way out. And so that took me an hour and 20 minutes, whereas if I would have had to consult just with him, it probably would have only taken 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
But it also meant I got an hour of education and understanding on what this condition is and what my options are, whereas before I would have just gotten a quick, you know what I mean? It actually is better for the patient.
Yeah.
And I would have waited a year
right.
for that 5 minutes as opposed to getting it in 2 or 3 days.
The dude is doing something that we talked on. It would behoove you. Time stacking.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. You, if by any chance the head of healthcare for all of Canada is one of the dozens, you're gonna want to talk to my boy Jeff Cook.
He's got some
see what he's up
got some
to.
ideas. All right, we got another segment.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Did you guys watch the any of the Artemis footage?
No, I haven't yet.
I saw a video last night. It's 8 minutes long, and they kind of did a theatric thing of the journey. Some of the footage is crazy.
The only ones that come in on my feed are the ones that are ripping it apart.
Oh, really?
They're all conspiracy based. They're all look at their hand and their hair.
The only thing I've actually watched from it so far was the atheist guy. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
This guy is one of the astronauts and was, I think he says in the actual clip, he says, I'm not a religious person at all, but I've heard people say, again, you never know, or people reading too much into that statement or what, but that basically seems like he doesn't believe in God or whatever, but when he got back, one of the first things he asked for was to see the chaplain on the Navy ship that picked them up, and said, because he just goes I just don't have a category other than something like divine or transcendent or whatever to process the experience of witnessing that. And he said, but he did, a bunch of people were like, he converted to Christianity. I don't think it said that anywhere, but he did specifically say out of his own mouth in this video clip that was when he saw the cross on the lapel of the chaplain, he broke down and started crying.
Wow. That's in C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy. Mm-hmm. Have you ever read that?
Yeah, back in college, I'm due for another read.
It's awesome. One of the ideas he has in it though is when the protagonist travels out of the atmosphere of the Earth, it's no longer under the dominion of the fallen one.
Ooh.
And so all of a sudden he's hearing the voices of not just God, but spirits and angels. And it's just the airways are clear. And so it made me think of that. Once you get up out of the orbit of the Earth, and all of a sudden all that
you're outside the fall, basically.
Yeah, totally. This is the fallen one is the ruler of the powers of the air on the Earth.
Yeah.
And so you're just not
stops at the ozone layer.
You can't hear as easily. And then as soon as he gets out, it's it's wide open, and
that's why the
frequency's tuned in.
That's why we had to fix that hole in the ozone layer so that the fall doesn't drift out into space. Next thing you know, the moon's a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
So because Brent and I are both men, when we have women on, we often get advice from ladies to men in a segment called For All Mankind. But we aren't just men; we are middle-aged men. And being that, we have a guy here with us today, a generation or two younger than us, on the podcast. We figured we'd introduce a new segment called For All Old Kind. So, Gordie, what is something you think men of Brent and I's generation need to understand about the men of your generation?
Oh, man.
What's some advice you have to us as old guys?
Yo, man, it's old men. Listen, no, I I actually found this one hard. I find this one a little difficult because I'm told I have an old soul. So people think I'm old already.
Well, maybe they'll give you a little more specific wisdom.
No, but it's I guess I thought of a few things. I had a shower before I came, so I had lots of time to think.
No washcloth.
No washcloth, just straight heat and
Irish
thoughts.
spring on your Irish body.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can get back corner branded bars of Irish Spring and get them in the merch store.
I'm sure we could
Oh yeah,
scratch it on there.
I mean, put a sticker on to get in just on the box itself. Sorry, go ahead.
But no, you're good, man. I think a couple things. One, it's kind of hard to fit a whole generation in a box, so it's hard to give advice for everyone. But I think there's a good few,
pointers.
a good few people, a few pointers.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to Devin upstairs about this one.
Also not part of our generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was almost getting a little tester to see if is this good, but when interacting with men of my generation,
Yes.
you're gonna get to speak to us again, and then I say that, and I say that in the sense of we love your wisdom, and we actually appreciate it. But break discipleship up into a couple sessions, because when you hit us with all of it at once, we're gonna avoid you next time.
It's too much.
We're gonna avoid you. We can only take in so much at once. 5-second videos and all that.
That's the problem with kids. This is the problem with kids these days. That's right. You need your goldfish brains can't retain anything.
Back in my
more
day,
than
we listened to old guys
than
talk
a
for
tweet.
7 hours at a time, and we liked it.
We sat at their feet and took notes.
Remembered
I do.
everything they told us.
I
See, we
sit
were
there.
ready to
I'll
turn
do
this on
this.
you.
I'll do this. I'll do it for a long time.
Yeah.
But I won't do it again.
Yeah.
But I won't.
I'll do it once for a long time to be polite. That's good, man.
No,
Just
that's-
little-
that's
good.
Just a little. It's not everyone.
Yeah.
I actually am noticing the older I get, though, the less inclined I am to just offer unsolicited advice.
Yep.
And the people I look up to the most, you have to pull it out of them. Like John Simons. If you're ever around John Simons, he's just not going to offer his thoughts.
Yeah.
You almost have to what do you think? And I think there is something like a security and a wisdom that comes with age, where you no longer, let me educate you.
Right.
And so if I've done that to you, sir,
No.
I'm trying to grow out of it.
You guys are you're good. You're good.
I've never talked to you before, so I know it's not me you're talking about.
That's why we have a 2-hour podcast.
There we go.
No, you wouldn't keep bumping into me.
Yeah. That's good.
I find the older I get, the less inclined I am to engage in any sort of meaningful conversation outside of a set aside time face to face. Like the people who email me and they're like, I have 37 questions. I'm like, when do you want to get together?
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes they're like, oh, actually, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm like, well, then I don't say this then, but my thought is, well, it's not that important to you then, right?
Right.
Or, the guy wants to talk to you in the lobby after. And it's like, could you just save my marriage real quick before? And you're like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
I know.
dude, like if this matters that much to you,
Yeah.
let's sit down and do it.
Yeah.
Because
That's good. I like it.
All right, you got another one for us? Was that, you said you had a
Jeez,
couple.
I could keep going if you
Well,
want.
give us one
It's
more.
not-
Give us
it's
one
not too
more.
bad.
We'll get
It's
into
not
your
too
story
bad.
here.
I feel like Gen Z is described as maybe being, anxious. They've talked about being an anxious generation, but also a generation that likes what's real. Like I think like a lot of times when I look at my generation, we like authentic. And I've
why you're so
definitely seen that
freaked
to be
out all
good,
the time.
or even just like right. I would
If you knew most of it
I would say
wasn't
I don't.
real, you'd be much more relaxed.
But I guess like, maybe even real's wrong. You see a lot of people getting caught up in something that's not real, but even like purpose, but wanting transparency. So, one thing I thought was like, I've heard people like trying to, dress, trying to be cool, trying to fit in, like just trying to keep up with trends.
Oh,
And I'm not
yeah.
saying everyone doesn't do it, but trends move so fast that by the time you catch on to them, you're too late.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-minute trend.
Totally.
And
If you're in your 40s, you are at best up to date on the trend that just passed.
right.
Yeah.
Like
And
if
it-
you're working at it, more
Right.
likely 3 ago.
Right.
And not
That's
even
the 411 for those of you out there listening,
right.
which Brent gets and you probably don't even. That was like the years ago. That was like a term
It's
for
like,
like
what's
the
the
information
news?
because it was the number you dialed for information.
like I hear it. Like it's one of those things that like
Yeah.
I would probably say.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. what it
So
means.
act your age.
But
is
like
kind of the
act
thing.
your age, but also just like specifically where I'm at. So I'm 27. So I think no matter what, your teenager's probably gonna think you're lame at a certain point because you're older. But like I find from guys at my age, we really just what I find cool is just your experience and who you are and like what you bring.
So embrace
like it's
being
like
the old
just
guy.
embrace being you. Like your experiences are super cool to me. Like not trying to overdo it and becoming a little cringy. Just like being authentic. Like I love that.
Yes, I totally agree. So,
I'm at the age now where I'm starting to realize I'm the same age as people I thought were quite old
yeah.
when I was not like, and when I say younger, I don't mean like 7. I mean like in my early 20s.
Yep.
And going like, oh, like I am that guy to people
To
your
young people.
age or people my kids' age, and just like you go, oh yeah, and not like it's not like a mortality thing for me. I don't care about that, or it's not like I'm not cool anymore thing. I've never been cool, so it's never been a big concern. But just from that, like, just trying to like categorize, like, oh, like, yeah, to a 22-year-old, I'm not a cool older brother. I'm at least like a dad or uncle.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little further than that. You know what I mean?
Unk. Someone
Yeah.
call me Unk.
No.
So I'm getting to the older age of young adults. So
Oh,
it's like
you're not
you
an
got like the 19, 20-year-olds, and they're like
Hunk.
Hey, Unc.
I'm like, dang man.
Yeah,
Comes quick, bro.
It does.
comes
No, it does.
man.
And I'm
It
going to
does.
tell you about how it comes fast for the next 3 hours. Sit down. So here's the first thing you're going to.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, one more quick hit, and then little testimony time from Gordie's story.
Yeah.
It got out of hand fast. It jumped up a notch. It did, didn't it?
We're looking for hills we're gonna die on. Let's bang this one out quick. So, here's my hill.
Yep.
Voice memos over 60 seconds.
Okay.
You don't even do those, but a lot of people like to do the voice text, which I don't mind. There's a place for it.
Not to be confused with speech to text.
No,
But where
I
they're
mean,
sending
when
you the thing you have to
click
play
the
and listen to.
audio and you send an audio message.
Yeah.
It's great if what you got's too long for a text, but not long enough for a phone call. But do not let that voice memo get into phone call range.
Yes.
Right. You're gonna
And
lose.
then
me.
it's just getting selfish. It's like
And if you need to talk that long, call and leave me an actual voicemail.
but no voice messages or voice.
Well, see, but the thing is with the voice messages too, a lot of times they disappear after a certain amount of
Oh,
time.
totally. That's what I'm saying.
But so I'm
Yeah.
saying like if I listen to it and I don't get to respond to it, it goes away.
Yeah.
So again, don't do it. But if you are going to do it, leave it as an actual voicemail like that you call my phone so that at least it doesn't cease to exist.
I'm going to throw my friend under the bus here. My friend and former Back Corner podcast alumni,
know
Brandon Richardson.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say somebody else who's also a
no,
Back Corner alumni.
Brandon. So myself and Jason Ballard preached at his church conference last September, and so we're trying to get information on like what direction you want us to go. Dude sends us a 10-minute
Oh my
No.
goodness.
voice memo. Brandon,
hope.
if you're listening to this, or at least the guy that body checked you at hockey's listening to this, pass this on to him. Man. So and then it disappeared. So like,
Right.
I kind of remember what he said. Anyway, don't do it.
I love it.
That's mine. I'll die on that hill.
You
Got
got
one?
Gordie?
Got a hill to die on?
I do have one. You know, I know trends come and go, and I can respect a good trend too. But jeans at the gym isn't it?
No.
Jeans at the gym isn't it? Have
Yeah,
you guys seen
man.
this? Have you guys?
Oh yeah. Is it a trend?
There's a lot
Or
of
it's just
there's a lot
people
of people, and maybe it's just
do it.
maybe it's just in the valley. And you know, I love you guys. I love that you're in
no,
the gym.
man.
I love that you're in the gym. But you know, it's one thing if you're doing some curls, but they're squatting in these things.
Jeans.
Oh man, it's heinous.
There's a and I'll nice guy. One of about the 3 people at my gym whose name I know, and I think the only person at my gym who doesn't go to King's whose name I know, and I won't share it here, but older guy, and he works out in jeans, usually a Harley Davidson t-shirt and an unzipped zip-up hoodie. It's just
Get
like
it, boy.
I just love it. Yeah,
That's great. I'm on that hill
Yeah.
with you. Let's not do that.
also not Crocs.
No, or shoeless at the gym. I've seen that. Although they made a rule at the Good Life now, you have to have shoes. But
Yeah, some
Unless
people
you're
still
doing,
don't.
like,
still
if
don't
you
do that.
deadlift or something.
Yeah, if you're,
but,
and even then you should be sock feet,
yeah,
not bare feet.
Oh yeah, no bare feet at the
But, yeah,
gym.
no, I've seen
Dude,
guys
put those dogs
like,
away.
slide them off, step 1 foot over, do what you needed to do, put them back on. For things where you need to be able to push through your heels or whatever, I can.
Yeah.
But
I can respect.
you shouldn't walk. You shouldn't be walking anywhere barefoot.
you got a hill to die on.
I mean, this is probably closer to a behoove you, but I just pet dogs.
like
Pet
pet
them?
them.
Yeah,
or
like if
having
you
one?
see a dog, I
Pet
mean,
it.
ask first, but like you,
Yeah,
it's always like I've never regretted taking the time to pet a dog.
dude, totally.
I met a Chihuahua yesterday. His name's Coco. And I had to look up his dad's name when someone asked me because I didn't remember. But just pet the dog, man.
Remember the dog, but not
Totally,
his
yeah.
owner.
No, Coco. He was great. He was a rescue from Texas.
Oh man,
But
you a dog guy?
I do like dogs.
Oh yeah.
yeah, big dog,
Yeah,
small
not-
dog.
yeah.
You guys, when you get married, so just again for our listeners, Gordie's engaged. You guys gonna get a dog? You think?
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the apartment life thing going
Right,
first,
yeah.
and so no
Big-
big
big-
dogs.
big
and I'm
dog,
not
small dog.
I'd be a big dog guy. I'm sorry,
yeah.
AJ. I know, but
I should have asked Leonce.
Oh, he'd be a small dog guy.
yeah.
that'd be wild.
Those giant hands.
No, that's my
Little
theory.
Chihuahua
Just
and
hold-
those giant hands.
I went to a youth camp in Costa Rica once that was run by this guy who, you know how some guys they go, he's former military, and you go, you didn't have to tell me that. Like he just flat cut top, tight jeans, like shirt. Anyways, the manliest man I've ever seen in my life. Like just barked orders like a drill sergeant. Tiny little Chihuahua followed him everywhere.
That's
It was
awesome. Well, for the rest of our time, we've been all over the map and it's been fun. But I really wanted to have you on here, Gordie, because you have an incredible testimony that's still being written, by the way.
Yeah.
But just what God's done in your life over the last 4 or 5 years is a story worth telling, even just for the glory that it gives to the Lord. And so, would you just kind of give the dozens your testimony? You know, what has happened in your life? What was the circumstances of meeting Jesus? What's changed since?
Yeah.
Give us the testimony.
Yeah, awesome. I know you're gonna do it anyway, but feel free to jump in at
Oh, you
any
know
time.
it's
and-
you're
yeah,
one of the dozens.
I know it's
You know how it
happening.
goes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, because if I move too fast or don't share enough, and you prompt me. But yeah, man, I guess typically how you start these things, I didn't necessarily grow up in the church. I'm not going to say I didn't have any experience at all. I would say I didn't grow up in a Christian home, but my grandmother used to take us when we were kids. We'd stay at her house, and we actually used to live upstairs from her. And so Sundays, when I was about 4, 5, 6 years old, we used to go to church with my grandmother. And actually, looking back now, it's not something I would have said when I shared my testimony before, but I remember giving my life to the Lord as a little boy in Sunday school there. And I think that preserved me, man, through my adolescence into adulthood. Like there are so many things in my life where I've looked back now and see the grace of God, like just the ability to not get like stuck and addicted in certain situations where I saw many other people getting stuck.
Right.
Like when it was time to move on, there's just always a grace to move on. I used to always get caught for everything. I used to get in trouble. I used to always get in trouble, like at school and stuff, for doing something that everyone else was doing and not getting caught for. And someone later
You're
on,
always the one that got caught.
someone later on told me that might have been the grace of God to try to keep you out of.
Absolutely, man. He let his foot in the door, right?
Yeah. So I actually look back and I see that. So, I've always would say I believed in Jesus, but I would not say at all that I ever was following or even knew what it looked like to actually be a follower of Jesus. So, go through that life, go through school, get out of school, go to college. I went for chemical technology at MBCC. That's kind of where I started, you start doing the things everyone's doing, start going to parties, drinking, smoking, whatever it looks like. Pretty much anything that scene is full of.
Yeah.
Been a part of it.
Yeah.
Don't need to go.
If you're into the drug scene and you've got a degree in like chemical stuff, Are you the guy that has to like make new things? Like, are you ever get like the hey, can you?
You always get the Breaking Bad question, right? You don't not get the
or
Breaking
even
Bad
like
question.
you know, you cracked and you take cocaine, mix it with baking soda. I don't remember all the details. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
comedian
you're
who
right.
goes, I don't know
You're
the
right.
recipe, but
What's your thoughts on Crosby's molasses?
yeah, what do you think's going on there?
Oh man, it's a conspiracy for sure.
All I can tell you is they have 178 chemists on staff.
I know some guys that work there. No, I don't. But no, just got wrapped up in that. Like it really just seemed like was the natural progression. Like I remember even finishing college and getting a full-time job and being like, okay, so I do this Monday to Friday. Friday after work, I go to the beer store, and all weekend we get wrecked, and then I go back to work on Monday. Like I remember just starting to get into that.
That's the routine.
Like just the routine. Like it just seemed what was normal. Like honestly, I'm not even gonna pretend like my parents weren't like that. Honestly, they didn't raise us to be like that, but it was just the way of the world. Like it's just this is how it goes. So you start to get deeper and deeper and into that scene. I remember really getting fixated on like needing things. Like it's like, okay, now I'm out of college. I graduated.
Stuff?
Now I need the job. Now I got the job. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be so happy when I get that new car. I'm gonna get the girl. I'm gonna get this. It's like then you get the car. And I remember buying the new car and immediately being like, okay, house. Like it's like you just get caught up in like this, like I need things to fulfill me. I need women to fulfill me. I need to be liked in this environment.
Yeah.
So like I was always like that too, like just trying to get like loved getting a reaction, loved like doing something to make people talk. Like it's like, oh yeah, Gordie did this. Gordie, like you like just like that validation from guys your age.
Yeah.
I would say where that all started to change was it would have started with my dad in my household. So which is cool.
So
like the
what
Lord
happened
kinda,
there?
So my dad went through a spell of illness. No idea ever what it was. And I guess I'm not always really good at sharing his part of this because I don't even know all the caveats of his testimony, but it is part of my testimony because where the Lord revealed himself for the first time to me, really. And he was kind of going through treatments and stuff, but like not like cancer treatments, but like diagnosis. They were trying to figure out what was going on with him. No one could ever really figure it out.
Kind of this mystery illness.
Yeah, but he was like declining, like just a few months, like I don't know, 60, 70, 80 pounds, and just like in just like a few months, energy dropping. I remember leaving for school in the morning, just be there at the table, just like.
So this is not one
a
of
whole
these
lot.
like I have this little lingering complaint we can't figure out, but this is like feels like a bit of a race against the clock.
Yeah, like he was like getting his affairs in order.
Yeah.
Like it's like him and my him and my mom like in that time got married. They'd been together for 30 years at that point. Like but like just like starting to get like I'm not gonna be here much longer.
Yeah.
And I remember him in that time like kind of experimenting with some different practices, trying to
Like homeopathic
looking
stuff.
like trying to figure it out. Not necessarily crystals or anything,
Not
but
quite
like
that hokey.
not quite that far. But like just a couple. I just remember him exploring, and then all of a sudden he's talking about Jesus, and all of a sudden he's good.
Whoa.
Like it was just like it was like an overnight. Like he wanted to give his life to the Lord. He gathered some people in his life, who he knew were followers, in a room, and he wanted to give his life to the Lord. I wasn't there, but I remember like the next day being like, this guy's just up,
Wow.
prancing around the house. He went deep too, like walking around the house praying in tongues, like just radical conversion, healing, deliverance. And I was just like, and when he's that's my dad.
Yeah.
So when he goes, it was Jesus. I'm not skeptical. Like I'm like, you were this yesterday, you're this today. I trust you're not lying to me.
Right.
So like all of a sudden it's like, all right, here we are. Like Jesus is moving, doing these things in our house. So
And when would that have been?
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the month exactly. But
Yeah.
2017. I was in college at the time.
Okay.
Because I remember when he was ill, going. That's where I was going in the morning. I'd be going off to college and coming back and being like, man, I hope he's alive when I get home.
Really? He was
Yeah, like I remember thinking that. Yeah, and so just radical.
So you're seeing this
Healing
unfold in your
deliverance.
dad's life. You're starting to see a divergence between how he, I mean, there's always been a divergence between how he lives his life and how you live your life. Like you said, you weren't like following your dad's footsteps, getting into the whole party scene and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But kind of how does this, so what starts to click for you? Like what are the steps you take next?
Well, so then it's like mandatory families going to church, and like I was game. Like I was good with it. I never had an issue with church.
You're like 17, 18 years old.
I'm at this point. Yeah. So what was I? 2021. So probably about 18 years old. Like I'm getting into the thick of it. Like in the you know, in the party scene and stuff. It's like this is when I get my freedom. So like this is where it starts to play in here a little bit. But so we started going to an Anglican church, St. Paul's in Hampton, because he had family ties. My great uncle used to go there many years ago. They lived.
Shout out to my buddy Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Turner.
Yeah.
I was on a championship men's league basketball team with Dave Turner.
Dave's awesome.
I went
Dave's
to high school
awesome.
with Dave.
Really?
Yeah, shout out Dave.
Yeah. So we started going there, but like I was still seeped in sin. Like I was still going out. Like I remember like being like up all night long, and they're like, I gotta get home. It's like, why?
Church. I go to
Church. It's like 6 a.m. We're still up.
Wow.
I remember getting there.
rolling to
I remember
church.
sitting there next to my dad, and I'm like, and he's
Just
like
nodding.
nodding
Yeah.
off. He's elbowing me.
Nodding off in the I'm tired sense or in the I was doing heroin all night sense?
No, not heroin all night sense. No, I'm good. We never got that far. But I believed, and I was going through. I remember having like a hard time like with the Bible. I was trying to start in Matthew. I was like, I'm starting with the New Testament. I'm starting in the
I've
beginning.
seen people start worse places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could not get past those genealogies. I could not get past the genealogy at the
didn't get
beginning.
very deep.
So I didn't
Yeah,
get
that's like
very
chapter
deep.
2,
I kept
isn't it?
trying. And so the only Bible I had at the
Chapter
time,
1.
it's chapter 1. It's the very first. The only Bible I had at this time was my dad gave me this little King James pocket
dude.
Bible.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
That's tough.
I'm
But
like,
the
who
27th
begat he
begat,
begat.
yeah.
I'm just like, and I used to try to do it before bed. And next thing you know, I'm snoozing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like really building any roots like I believed, but I wasn't like really entering into any kind of discipleship.
Yep.
It was so I remember not long into this being at my buddy's house where we always used to go. It was the party place. It was like you'd go there any time of day and there'd always be a couple people there. You wouldn't have to text. You just show up and there's people there hanging out doing their thing. And I remember we were smoking like we frequently did. And I remember just sitting there, looked super stoic and chill on the outside, but on the inside, I am wrecked. I'm just like kind of freaking out, kind of spiraling, and not just like, not a super anxious person, but just like I felt wrong about what I was doing. I look at it now as it was conviction.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it
get
was
that
it was
conviction.
conviction. It wasn't condemnation, but I didn't understand it, and so it was freaking me out.
Wow.
I was like,
Where
I
did
never.
this come
I'm like,
from?
where did this come from? Why do I feel wrong about this?
Never bothered me before.
It's never bothered me before. But I also realized that giving up this gives up
the
a lot of
friendships and the-
friendships, and you know, maybe some will stick around, maybe some won't. And I just wasn't at a place where I was like, even understood what I was doing. But I said, you know what? None of this happened before I went to church.
Right.
So I'm just gonna I wasn't like this was a moment where it's
Okay.
like choose like the
So
Lord
it was
or
church needs to go. Was that kind of the conclusion?
Yeah,
I gotta
man.
pull away from
So
it.
I
You're
pulled
ruining my good time.
so that was just it. And it's like, and for me, I was always one of these guys that my friends were like family. Like
Right.
in my head, like to me, it's like it's ride or die for the boys.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing for me to feel like I potentially have to give this up,
Right.
and not even understanding for what.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, I get Jesus like came and died for me. I didn't understand the life that was offered, like the exchange. I just knew I didn't feel this way before I was going to church. So I'm just gonna step back and I'm gonna
Man, that is such a, I think, common thing for a lot of people too, who kind of float around the peripheral of church. They don't know what to do with their conviction, and so they misappropriate it, or they'll come to church in like manageable doses until the conviction level like
Subsides.
and then they'll come back. I think that is one of the reasons people slip in and out like quarterly or monthly or annually. Is part of it is like this. I just can't take the heat of this.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I have a good friend that was coming with me A little bit. Back when I used to go to Eastgate House of Prayer, and he was coming with me, and there was one point where he just like, honestly, man, I believe, but I'm just not. I don't want to. I want to do what I want to do.
It's pretty honest.
I was like, yeah, which I respected the honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of, we mentioned the gym earlier, and it's sort of, I think sometimes, I don't know I guess if there's any of the dozens out there who are listening and are going like, yeah, like I get that same feeling. And sometimes it causes me to avoid church or to avoid, whatever the small group I've been a part of or whatever else. Like, that is what it is. It's conviction. It's not condemnation.
Right.
It's God inviting you to change, not condemning you for how you are. But also to the gym thing, it's one of those, like, if you go work out and you're sore after, the best thing to do is keep working out.
Right.
Like it'll actually go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And then you get like gym rat guys who are chasing, like, I'm trying so hard to make myself sore and I can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's like that shift in mentality.
yeah, but to go like, no, it's actually, it's a, if you want to put it this way, it's a good pain. Like, it's a good sore. It's it's a good uncomfortable. It's a good hurt. It's, and so lean into it. Don't lean away from it.
And that is a sign of Christian maturity for sure. It's like the preaching that I like to listen to, like, is a little harsh, honestly.
Yeah,
It's like,
I love it.
Dude, I want you to grab me by the face mask and shake it and tell me like where I'm going wrong and call me to something higher. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
But that's not something initially that feels very good.
Totally.
Yeah. I remember my brother, Justin Allen, telling me this early on, but it was like the fact that you're aware of it, of like these issues, is growth, is spiritual growth. The fact that you're even aware, like, it might hurt, but the fact that you're aware of it is, because what happens is when you become aware of these things, you want to feel bad about it. Like, it hurts, but you also, like, condemnation wants to ride in on that too.
Right.
But it's like, no, man, the fact that you're aware means you're further along than you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the path.
Yeah, and sometimes it hurts, at first. I remember the first time I ever did like an arm workout, a proper one, and like for days I couldn't extend my arm. Like they were seized. Like my bicep and my forearm wouldn't like let go.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awful. I can't even move. And I think people get that a little bit, as they start to get the discipline of the Lord and the conviction of the Lord. There's just like, they feel constrained. They feel sore.
But you get to a point where, again, like it's
chase
not,
it.
yeah. Like
Totally.
I about 2 weeks ago, I started doing dips.
Yeah, those are good, man.
And
That's
dude,
awesome.
Lit up my pecs in a way that, and I was like,
Hey.
I'm literally walking out of there going like, oh, I'm so glad that this feels
Exercise,
tight.
yeah,
And then you're like, tomorrow morning I'll know for sure.
Yeah.
And you wake up and it's like, oh man, it hurt to reach over and turn my alarm on my phone
Yes.
off. This is awesome, right?
Yeah.
And it is.
We did it.
It becomes a good sore because it's what brings, to your point, it's what brings growth.
Yeah.
It's what brings change.
Totally.
Or it's like, it's just part of it. Like you can't,
No
you
pain,
can't,
no gain,
right?
man.
You can't fix something that you're not aware of,
Yeah.
right? You can't fix something that the Lord hasn't pointed out, and so you come to love. Was it despise not the Lord's correction or whatever that line is from Scripture, right? Like, no, this is good. It's a good sore. It's a good pain.
It's tough too when conviction comes, because sometimes it's not convenient, or sometimes you don't want to hear it.
Right.
But you talk to the old saints, like, conviction is a gift.
Yeah.
It's something that God reveals. Like it's you don't even come to that realization and conclusion yourself. It's like you were doing your thing, doing fine at it.
Yeah.
Right.
What changed? The Lord, like the conviction. It's
Exactly.
The Lord actually became more gracious to you.
yeah, that's the irony, or like the it's like
It's counterintuitive.
it's counterintuitive. Yeah, it's not ironic. It's counterintuitive,
Yeah.
where he's actually drawing nearer to you.
Yeah.
And part of you finds it repulsive, or like not repulsive, but like, I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Yeah, I ran. Yeah. It's like,
So what did that look like, that run?
it just meant I was like, I'm not going back. Like, I maybe went back a couple of times, but like my engagement and stuff changed,
Right.
which obviously was weird with my family a little bit. Like, I would never say we were estranged by any means. Like, I always lived at home and we had a good relationship, but it definitely, like,
They were,
there's
were
some
being
strain. Like,
serious
there's
about
like this is serious, and I'm like,
can't go there.
especially like I could only imagine now, like looking back from my dad's perspective, like this, man, I just got healed and delivered, and here's my son saying, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want that."
Yeah.
So, it was tough. So basically, you almost double down.
Right.
What happens is like, well, I'm not doing this, and it's like not like making up for lost time, but it's like
Going all
you
in.
know now you're just going a little deeper in the cut. So that didn't last too much longer, honestly. So I make that decision, and that at this time I was probably going for a little while. 2018, it was probably late 2018 or even probably early 2019. I made the decision to kind of, I'm just gonna pull back
From church.
and from God, essentially.
Yeah,
that was the decision. Like, it's like, I'm not going to follow you, and I don't want you because you make me feel bad. And as harsh as that sounds,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
it's
no,
really
it's
what, looking back, that's the
totally.
decision you make. And so I carried on with my life. I'm just going to work, progress. Like, we used to get in quite a bit of trouble. We go to the bars, next thing you know, it seems like people are always fighting and doing stuff like that. And probably, come October 2019, myself and another gentleman ended up getting arrested because of basically, I'm going to be vague here to an extent, just because to respect. It's sensitive, and there are some people out there affected or would know someone affected, and it's not there's a situation at a bar one night, and a man ended up dying. And
From like a bar fight?
From like a bar fight scenario, yeah. And so myself and another guy ended up getting arrested for it, charged with manslaughter.
Man.
And
That
which
escalated
is heavy, right? Like, all of a sudden, like, you're like, this is not harmless, but
You think
like,
it is.
you think
Yeah.
it's hard. You're like, we're just having a good time. And next thing you know, it's like, I remember, because we didn't get arrested that night. It was a couple days later. It was probably, this would have happened on a Friday night into a Saturday, like early Saturday morning. Monday morning, cops were at the house.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was kind of progressive. He didn't pass away on scene. Anyway, come Monday, like, man, I called into work. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I can't go to work today. Like, super nervous, not sure what was going to happen. I remember, like, man, it was a pretty crazy scene, actually. There was house ended up like quite surrounded with police officers. And it's just like, they came up to
Not
the door.
something you ever expected.
Not something
to
I
see.
ever expected, man. Not something I expected to see. Then you're just like but it hits you. You're just like, oh man, like, full of fear. You're not sure what's going to happen. You're like, am I ever, they come up to the door and it's like, you're under arrest for this. But there was kind of a situation there where they didn't have a warrant right away. So I had some time where I was hanging out at the house with my dad. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Right. What am I going to do?
Like, what am I going to do? And it was like the first time in my life, actually, I looked at my dad, like, what am I going to do? And he's just like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I'm like, I remember talking to the police officers and me looking at my dad, usually where dad might step in, and him just looking at me.
This is
like, this is you.
Oof.
And man, it shook. I was shook, as you would be. But it's like, I fear of the future. But I remember that same day, like, my dad ended up calling my family and everyone came home because, well, we weren't sure, am I going to be home? Assuming, you can make a lot of assumptions, like, okay, he's going to go to court, bail or whatever, come home, all of these things. But you can't assume that any of those things are going to go your way. So you don't actually know when you're going to be back home, which is what's going through my mind anyway. And I remember my mom coming home and she just put on worship music. We had some time and we just we worshiped. And I was just like I say at this point, I didn't give my life to the Lord, but it was like, it was imminent. Like, I was just like, okay. Like, I remember just like the peace that came in, and I was like, okay. I remember like just going up, taking a shower and getting changed. Cause I knew I'd rather be comfortable. Get arrested that night. Go to holding.
You've never ever been in like a
dude.
back
I've never
of a
been
police
I've never
car,
been in the back of a police car. Never went to the drunk tank. Nothing
Yeah.
like that. This was like,
This is all new.
and I'm just like, all right, here we go. Which is crazy.
It's amazing how, like, when you were talking about like how fast that all escalated. You're partying, and then guys get throwing fists around, and then a tragedy happens, and you find your whole life spiraling. And it reminded me of, I think it was at XY, Leon's talking about your enemy and like how he prowls around looking for whom he can devour, and like almost like a stalking predator,
Man.
like a big cat. And shout out back to Brother Can, our zookeeper, back corner alumni.
It's all
but
connected, guys.
It is. It's
all connected.
Yeah. But like just that idea though of like you think you're dabbling with stuff, or you think you've got things under control, and then man,
Right.
he'll take you out at the knees. with
Right,
it.
exactly. It's like I remember in that time even thinking, you know, sin leads to death, and we've seen it quite literally. But like I remember like all this time, like I usually tell the testimony not like pretty neutral. Like I'm not trying to plead innocent guilty. I'm not trying to sway anyone in any kind of way. But I just remember, man, it's slipping my mind a little bit actually. But when I look back at it, I'm like, you know, no matter what the outcome was, or where you truly stand when it comes to the exact crime or whatever, I'm just like, nobody's really innocent in the grand scheme of things when it comes to that life. It's like, you know, maybe I didn't get arrested that night. Maybe someone else got arrested. You still partook in an atmosphere that created space for something like this to take place. It's like you might not have gone arrested with the guys. Like you might be out there and you have friends that have gone arrested for things, and you're like, well, I didn't do that. If you're in the atmosphere contributing, you've helped steward a space and an atmosphere where this stuff can,
especially when
can
people
take
are
place.
intoxicated like that, like exactly how that situation plays out is as much dumb luck. You know what I mean? Like everybody, no one's thinking straight, and everyone's part of it, right?
Right.
And so, like, yeah, if it's like if you're a kid in the house and you're playing, throwing a football with your brother in the living room, like he might have been the one who threw it when the lamp got hit,
right?
But like, let's be honest, you were all playing catch in the living
exactly.
room, right?
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So you get arrested, you're in prison or jail, whatever, lock up, holding.
Yeah.
What's kind of the quick version of how that all plays out? Do you get a stern warning and sent home? Is there an amazing, like John Grisham-esque court case and you're vindicated? Do you end up doing some time? How's that all play out?
Yeah, so it was pretty long drawn out process. So from there, I'm in holding. We ended up getting our formal charges, and next thing you know, you're shackled and chained in the back of a van to Black River Road.
My goodness, man.
It wasn't, it was crazy, but it was only a couple days. But a couple days was all it took. I call it. It's like my Jesus moment. I went in for 3 nights and I came out a new man. It's like my Jesus. So that's pretty much what it was. Like it was an evening. I got arrested. Spent the night in holding. In the morning, went to Black River. So I spent the day, night, and then on the other end of it, I ended up getting out on conditional release. So conditions like curfew, basically no contact orders, no drugs or alcohol. But before that is kind of where it was kind of at Black River Road, where kind of all came into place.
That was your Damascus road.
That was my Damascus road. the old Black River road.
On the road to Black River.
Yeah, but for real, like I remember sitting there. I remember being in a cell. You're wearing all orange, and you got like communal undies on, and you're just like, man, what am I? You look like you have like this tiny mirror. I remember just like looking in this tiny mirror above the toilet and sink,
I'm in jail.
and you're just like, how the heck did
How the
I
hell?
get here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally,
No, but for real, I remember like I was like, this is hell.
Yeah.
But I remember just being like, okay, I don't want this. I remember being taken back to that moment at my buddy's place where I made that decision, which is why I share it, because it's like it came to me so clearly. I'm like, if this is what that decision led to,
I need to do the opposite.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the opposite. Yeah. I'll take the other road, Lord. If I'm like, and I was just like, I want to do that. It was actually my birthday too, so I turned 21. Turned 21 in prison, living life. Dude, I was singing it. I'm just like,
no one could see me right,
but Mama tried.
Mama tried.
Merle? Is that Merle? Mama tried?
Yeah.
Yep. And but I remember calling my parents, and so they were at a prayer meeting, and they had decided, they were like, okay, we need to go somewhere. We need to, go. They went to a prayer meeting.
Something hard for them, man.
Yeah. Oh man. Sometimes I was thinking about it every time this comes up, and I'm like, it was honestly probably harder for them than it was me. If I'm being honest,
you're still dumb and young enough to like starting to grasp the
right. Like I'm just kind of
magnitude.
like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm not just like it was so different. Like even just like you never forget the sound that comes out of your parents when that stuff happens. Honestly,
I bet.
But yeah, so I remember calling them and so the next day was my court date. They were going to decide, what's going to happen here. Like, a lot of guys in there were saying, you're not going to get out. Like, you don't get out for stuff like this. And my dad's like, well, you need to pray. You know how to pray?
Really?
I'm like, no, I don't know how to pray. And he's just like, the Lord's Prayer? I remember just literally being like, Dad, I don't know how to pray. I don't know the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. Like, I don't have this prayer memorized from the Bible if I don't know how to pray. But I was just listening to the episode, a couple episodes, I guess now back, and you're talking about the Lord's Prayer.
Yep.
And he kind of was walking me through it. And we walked through it until I could say it kind of by myself, like kind of had it locked in. And then I got off the phone and I went back to my cell and I continued to repeat it and just kind of like gave the Lord my court date. And I just went to sleep, which was awesome because as you can imagine, it's not a very comfortable, welcoming place. So like the fact, like the fact that it's like just like the peace of mind, like
in your room. When you get there,
no, man, I had to get a mop. My room was covered in like spit and stuff like that. Like it was like this, like whoever left it last was like, I'm leaving this a mess.
Housekeeping didn't take care of that.
No.
I'm just going to come out and say it, boys. I don't think jail's a good place to go.
No.
The moral of the story.
Hard sweep. Yeah, hard sweep.
Black River Road jail.
Would not go.
Keep it or
would not
sleep.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I gave it up in there, and then the next day, like it was a blessing to get out and go home.
That was a real you committed.
That was it.
There.
Like that was the switch
in jail.
That was
Black River Road.
Yeah.
Prison.
That's cool, man. That's like that's an old school testimony.
There is,
I like
dude.
it.
Yeah,
That'll preach, man.
Yeah, you
you
expect to hear that from a guy like in his 60s, right? I was in jail, and
but like even just in the Black River prison, and I got set free in the river of life. Like,
not the St. John Regional Detention Center, but you know what I mean, like Black River. Like it's just if you were making up a Hollywood name for a jail or something like that happens. Yeah. And so you have a court date, and they basically say you're on, is it conditional release, or you're found not guilty, or
conditional release. So like the court proceedings basically took place for about 2.5 years.
Oh wow.
A little over.
So that's hanging over you the whole time.
Hanging over you the whole time.
Were you on like parole conditions?
Basically,
like
so it's like, curfew, be home by a certain time, no drugs, alcohol, of course.
So not quite house arrest.
No
but
contact orders.
Free.
Which was honestly great that I didn't have house arrest. Like I look back, I'm like, man, there was grace on those conditions. Man, like be home by 11. I got no business being out past 11 now.
Right.
Nothing good happens past 11.
So you started leaning, and then in that time you had the freedom to be able to lean into.
So
church.
Obviously at that point, so I got arrested. I'm back home. I get the phone call. I lost my job. Like, this job, you go through college, you lose your job. Which honestly,
it was in the paper and stuff.
It was in the paper.
Too,
it was
right?
on the news.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you're a news person, you've read this story. Like,
I saw it.
It's not. It was big news locally.
Yeah,
I haven't, but I will.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, man.
You'll find it.
I'll be Googling you later.
Yeah, go back, read it. Take it with a grain of salt.
Well,
media is tough. Honestly,
I've been in the news multiple times, and it is not.
I remember reading things and being like,
guys who've been in the paper.
That's not accurate.
But especially like when you're like on trial, you're reading these things and you're just like, man,
totally.
this is different. And you're just like, I'm going to jail. You're just like you're reading. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't.
So how did that play out then? So that's hanging over you a couple of years, and in that time, like that's really where the Lord started developing you.
Me. Yeah, so that's where so pretty much immediately I'm at home. My dad was working out west. Everyone else had jobs and stuff, so I was just hanging around the house at home and just reading. I was just reading. I probably was reading my Bible a few hours a day, just taking it in.
You got through the genealogies.
I got through the genealogies. Honestly, they were pretty easy once you just sat down and did it.
Just plow through it, yeah.
Excuse me. But so I just started getting into it, started reading, and things were just clicking, man. Like just perspective, like even just like turns of phrase that you realize people say all the time that are biblical, and you're like, man, I'm like, and how much was familiar. I'm like, man, this is like just like embedded into society. You're just you see it, and I was like, things were just kind of clicking, and like things the Lord, kind of commands us not to do, or like, you're like, oh, I actually see why not to do that now. Not just because I shouldn't and he tells me not to, but I've seen the fruit of why you shouldn't do these things. And like things are just clicking and opening up. And I remember, but I was still alone. Like I was isolated. I remember my dad calling me. He had met a guy out west from Quispam, and who attended the Eastgate House of Prayer. And they did prayer room sets throughout the day. And my dad's like, you should go to this church and check it out. And it took me a couple weeks because I was still like, I came to the Lord, loved the Lord, but I still thought Christians were probably a little weird. And I wasn't sure what that looked like.
You right to Eastgate too, man.
I know, man. You learned.
If you're looking to avoid the weirdness, that might not have been the best call. But if you're looking to follow the Spirit,
it was.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, it's again, if you can handle the heat, it's also the best.
And at the same time, it wasn't much different than what my dad was already doing around the house.
Yeah, right.
So, so which was already a little weird, but it was cool. Like I believe that the Lord was doing these things. Anyway, like a couple weeks goes by, I'm like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go alone. And so I went to a midday prayer set, and I just started hanging out, and I'd go frequently, a couple times a week, and just sit. And it was crazy. I just closed my eyes, and like it was just stuff I'd never experienced before in my life. Just like I guess I'd never prayed. Like I never did any practices. Like I was pretty green to it all. Like I never like practiced meditation or anything like that. But like just to close my eyes and be like, man, I'm hearing from God right now. It's crazy. But I never talked to anyone. I would sneak in mid set, and I'd sneak out before the end. But I remember like this specific point in my life, I'm like, baptism just kept like just hitting me. And we were actually coming here at the same time as well. We were doing double dipping. I was doing Saturday night services at King's back then, and then going to Eastgate Sunday morning. Friday nights at Eastgate too. So it was just doing the thing, man. Just weekend, man. And I remember baptism just kept coming up. And then baptism weekend came up here, and I was like, man, I can't do that. Like for me, like just like even at that time, like going out in public was, you just assume everybody knows. Most people actually had no idea. Totally. But like you just have this perception, like I just want like to disappear. Yeah. So I'd come in, and like people had so many different perspectives, and like not to get into the comments, but like don't read your comments. Yeah. But like for sure, you feel like people see you a certain way, and it's like I'm a little too scared, for real. I'm just too scared to go up and do it like that. I didn't say it at the time that way, but my dad said, well, maybe let me reach out to this home group, and we'll see about doing it there. So this home group was, sorry. I actually messed that up a little bit. So we were doing Saturday nights in Eastgate, but not at this point. We're doing Saturday nights here because I hadn't met the folks at Eastgate yet. Oh, okay. So just to fix that.
It is a little easier to just slide in here.
It was easy. It was Eastgate. And I didn't know anyone yet. Yeah. Like you said, like you don't just slide in. So we went to a home group, which is where I met Kirk and Cheryl and the bunch there. And because
Kirk Smith, who was on the pod 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Love Kirk.
Yeah, me too.
And so that's where I met that bunch, and they said they baptized me. So we went over. I went with my mom, my grandmother, and they baptized me in a hot tub, and awesome. And then prayed, the baptism, Holy Spirit, and just prayed over me and things that I, prophesying over me, things that I never thought people, knew, like saying things. I'm just like, man, this is just blowing my mind. I remember Kirk just asking me, "How do you feel?" And I felt so stupid at the time. I'm like, I feel so warm.
Because you're in a hot tub?
No. This was post hot tub. This was like they have their hands on me, and like you just felt like just felt like the warmth, like this warmth in my chest. Yeah. I'm just like, I feel so warm. Yeah. And I felt so dumb saying it, but
no, that's a thing.
It's a real thing.
You just didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. No, at that time, like I was so green, man. I had no idea. I didn't know I didn't understand the language. Nothing. Man. Like it was. So that was that. Like that's when we started diving in, and I was, I didn't have anything else going on. So I'm in the prayer room sessions. I'm in this, I'm in that. And the Lord was really just developing me in that time. And when I look back at it, like there's such a grace for that, because if I didn't just have that much, just like time to be undivided, like it's like I'm not even allowed to do any of this other stuff. Like it's like, some people struggle when they make that transition, because it's like, well, I still got these people around me, and I still got this, and I still have these cravings or something like that. Man, you weren't allowed to partake in your cravings. Otherwise you risk going to jail until and it looks bad.
So you're basically like in a low-key monastery for the first couple of years after your conversion, right?
Yeah. Like I was just,
I'm just alone at home or at worship stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which I'm guessing you would say that's the grace of God.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, it was a hard thing to say because I recognized it in it, but I remember people asking me how I was doing and stuff like that, almost as if life was really bad. And it almost felt insensitive to say because of how large the situation. But I'm like, my life is the best it's ever been.
Wow. Come on.
That's so
cool. Like for real. Like I remember even at first, we've talked about this before. You come out of self-preservation, but like that self just kind of diminishes. And it's like, I remember being at a point where, you know what, no matter where I end up, like, cause at first it's like, I need to get out of this, get me out of this. I'm not going to jail. And you pray that, you still pray that, like you don't ever decide you want to go, but you're like, you know what, I've encountered the living God, and no matter where I go, he's with me. And so it's like just the way that changes.
Man,
there's this whole thing where you have, like, you get to this point where you certainly have a preference for your externals, but the internals become so much more grounding. That you're like, I can't, like, the things that actually matter the very most to me can't be taken away.
Right.
Like I can't lose them.
It cannot be shaken.
There's a freedom I can lose, but there's a way deeper freedom I can't lose.
Yeah.
Right. There's like there's a hell I could be in, but hell will no longer be in me. Right.
That's right.
And it's just it just changes everything. And I think that's why, like, what it is about the work of the Lord in your life that allows you to be like more free, more peaceful, more like there's the core stuff just is unshakable.
Yeah.
And so much of the way people approach life is like, if I could set everything up to be right, whatever that is for you, right? Like you talked about in your case, it had to do with acquiring stuff or whatever, right? But like, if I can get all these things in place, then I'll be okay. But they're always transitory things. They're always vulnerable things, right? But then when you find out the core thing is Jesus, and you have him and he has you, and not literally death can't even change that, right? Like whatever, like if that's the early martyrs, right? Go ahead and kill me. What do I care? Like that's not going to change anything that actually matters for me in life. It's just a whole other level of freedom.
Become untouchable in some ways,
Totally.
right? Or it's like where Paul, you're gonna kill me? Huh? To die is gain. You're gonna let me live? To live is Christ. You're gonna lock me up? I'm a prisoner for Christ anyway. You're gonna free me? I'm gonna
write some of my best stuff in there, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Totally though. He was just untouchable. So you obviously didn't end up in jail. So give us the resolution here.
It was awesome. I remember I'll even precursor this with just like, I remember early on just really feeling in prayer. Like I continued to pray it, but I really felt like the Lord had said, you're actually not going to serve, like you're not going to go to prison. Like I remember hearing that. And I, honestly, I stood on that. I recognize now as like, the promises of the Lord are yes and amen. But I didn't realize like what that looked like then. Like I was like, but I stood on it. I took that word and I stood on it, and it gave me peace. It gave me comfort. And, one reason is my mom also got the same prompt. She was like, I can't shake it. Like, I feel like I was praying, and I remember, I think she was doing laundry, and it just hit her. And she also grabbed onto that. Like it's more for her than it was for me. But like, so through this process, I'm holding on to that, doubts come up, they go back down, like as they do when you get freaked out. Yeah. But I remember a shower would be one of the worst spots. You'd be in the shower and you just like, your imagination runs in the shower, whether good or bad. So, but yeah, anyway, you're in 2.5 years, 2 years goes by. the first guy goes through his court. He gets a guilty charge.
Okay.
And like, I'm like, dang. And that
So he had to go to prison.
So he did some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but you're also reading like all the statements and stuff are in the news, and you're seeing what people are saying. You're just like, this is obscene. Like, again, not to plead innocent or guilty, but you're just like, man, some of this stuff is not just how it went. Like, you got a bunch of drunk people testifying here, or were drunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's like, dang, this isn't going well. Like, mine's coming up. I remember my court date, my trial date was set up for a couple months. It was supposed to be in April, I believe. We're about a month out, and hopes were kind of dwindling a bit because we got smacked around pretty good in court. Like, you never went and left feeling like there was light. Like, I remember like going this whole time, and like you'd feel really good. I remember you praying and like feeling really good, like just honestly, even just in the Lord, like just feeling like His faithfulness. But even like from the Lord, sometimes He wouldn't give you hope, but like sometimes the way He would be talking was there's a way out. But then you go in and you get smacked around in the courtroom, and you just leave feeling hopeless.
Oh man. And
so this goes on and it goes on. They're like, no, like they're not letting you proceed in certain ways that you wanted to proceed. And it felt like a losing battle. And then all of a sudden, my lawyer came to me and is like, the Crown's offering a lower charge. And he's like, do you want to take it? And we ended up talking about it, and there was no part of me that ever wanted to take it. He actually even suggested not.
Like a plea deal kind of thing?
It was not necessarily a plea, but just like, well, I guess a plea. Like, if you're gonna admit guilt, and you'll take an assault charge over a manslaughter charge.
Mm-hmm.
Not so bad when you look at the
totally.
when you look at
Assault's
the potential when you look at
better.
when you look at the potential time. But I was like, no, I'm not taking that. I was like, I don't want my name tied to this.
Yeah.
And I also believe that if they are coming with an offer,
there were some issues because we saw holes. So we let them. We continue. We push back a little. Within the next couple weeks, we went in for a court date. We weren't sure exactly what was happening, but we went in. I ended up walking out of there that day. The judge had said this is as if it never happened. Wow.
They dropped all charges.
Wow. Man.
Yeah. I remember just walking in and standing there when we walked in, and he sat down. He just like, the way I see it is, yeah, you're not guilty. And just like that line, it's as if it had never happened. Just that we're huge.
Have you been around church long? Had you been around church long enough to know the significance of that statement?
Yeah, it's
at
odd.
that point in your life.
I had, but I didn't click right in that moment.
Okay.
But yes.
Yeah.
And so that was that. Like from there, like,
dude,
just the Lord, everything I thought I lost, that it's the Lord restored into greater. Like, I ended up
and peeled some crap
out. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like when these things come back, they don't just come back as they were. Like you go back into it a different person, and the situation's different.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, I end up back at that job, but the job doesn't mean to me what it did, and my position there isn't the same, and my relationships aren't the same. Like
you're not the same.
It's a whole different deal. Man. And like I think about it now all the time. I'm getting married. There was a long time during that time where I was like, I don't even know if I'm ever going to find somebody, or if I'm going to get a chance to get married. Like if I go to jail, this or that, even if I don't, like there's this whole caveat.
Well,
and like,
you got to be thinking too, like if I end up doing a bunch of time for this, even if I feel like there was, maybe that it wasn't justified, there's also going to be a party going like, but also do I want to, like, will I be able to find someone, and do I want to marry the kind of person who would want to marry someone with
it's
my
like,
record or whatever,
and they're
right?
just like what's like, who's left?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you come out 15 years later or whatever, and you're going, yeah, like, so I'm 35, just spent 15 years in prison. If she's interested in me, I'm not sure I'm interested.
Well,
was it Groucho Marx? The whole I wouldn't want to be a part of a club that would have me as a member kind of.
You're in good company here because you totally outpunted your coverage on your fiance. So
dude, I did good.
Oh, you did. You did.
Yeah,
really
I did good.
Yeah,
I did good.
That gracious favor just keeps showing up,
does,
brother.
man.
It does.
No question. No question.
Very cool, man.
Dude, it's an incredible story, and I mean, I think the Lord's just getting started. That was my point. The Lord's just getting started in what He's going to do in and through your life. It's not just about this testimony. Like I really think He's been building you.
Yeah.
He's assembling you, and you can just see so much of how He guided you through those few years, those formative years.
Like in the movie, that's the opening sequence before the actual story starts.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Right. This just gives you the position from which the story starts.
This is why
Exactly. I was even upstairs talking before coming down, and it was just like you start to realize the more you share your testimony, that's like, it used to feel like the jail part was like the heavy hitter and the big moment, but now it's more of just like this was just the beginning. Like everything like the Lord like has done since then is the testimony, between like again getting engaged to looking at getting married to be like the friendships, like being involved with young adults at the Psalmine with Justin in there, and being able to work with people and disciple and to share experience and like just like that's like
there's a lot of heavy hitters in your story. Yeah, and the jail piece is
really just the
small little
intro
part where maybe it started the click for you, but
Back to the movie metaphor. It is the scene before the credits run that makes you go, okay, I want to see how this story plays.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
another heavy hitter. I mean, and we got to get on here, but the story of your dad calling and telling you how to pray the Lord's Prayer, like that's some elite dadding right there. That is elite dadding. Like that's serious.
an elite discipling in general.
That's what I mean.
Like,
That's what it's elite about. It's just like, okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with you until you know how to say this.
right.
So a few quick takeaways. If you are sensing, like if you feel terrible about something you're doing, and that's the Lord, listen, right? Save yourself a lot of trouble. and again, like we talked about, realize it's like that's a good burn. That's a good pain. Lean into it. Don't lean away from it.
Yeah, pain is gain.
And if you find yourself in a literal or metaphorical prison cell, the best place you can turn is Jesus.
Yeah.
And as we sort of covered a couple episodes ago, legitimately, if you have no clue how to pray, I can't recommend a better practice than get familiar with the Lord's Prayer and say it by rote. Just say it over and over again. If you get to the point where you're ready to start fleshing out some details or using it as a framework, great. But man, just like the act of prayer is so much more important than the content.
Yes.
And if you want the content to be definitely good, quote Jesus.
Yeah.
So get on it.
Love it. Let's
do one of our hard segues into a thing that's way less spiritual.
Yeah, we'll wrap things up here with a good old top four. Dude, thanks for telling your story, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's so good.
So our mountainous top four this week is top four eccentric things you would do if you became a billionaire. Now, when I say eccentric, I mean it can't be like, I would pay off my parents' debts. Like that's a good thing to do, but it needs to be something quirky, a little weird. It can't be like, I would buy a nicer house. Of course you would.
Yeah.
Like weird stuff, quirky stuff, kind of strange stuff. It can't be pay off debt. Can't be like, I would invest strategically. Like we're talking weird stuff, eccentric stuff, billionaire stuff.
All right.
What would yours be?
Number four, I would have a huge garage.
Yeah.
But like a normal house. Like I would have the most obscene garage complex.
I'm talking
like the longest, because it's gonna have to be able to hold another one of my things I would do. But like I would just have the hugest garage.
I feel like this is a
normal house.
an acceptable loophole, but an acceptable one, because it couldn't be about the size. But you're talking about the proportion is the issue.
Oh, like it's just
So you might
a mansion garage.
Yeah, you might build a ridiculous
behind my normal house.
Okay,
But why? What's in there?
A triple mansion garage behind a normal mansion.
No, I have no interest in a mansion. Like I don't want that. I don't want a house that I can't yell, "Hey babe!" Like
I would buy an amazing old house and spend obscene amounts of money to have it fixed up.
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be because of how huge it is. I just love
Look,
the old moldings.
If
and
you
stuff.
need an intercom or to text your spouse in your house because it's actually too big for them to hear you, it's just too big. So that's my take. But
buy that.
So huge garage because I want all the toys. I'm talking like tractors, every different type of boat, jet skis, snowmobiles, ATVs, just every single big boy toy.
I like it.
I would just have all of them and all the newest, like if I was a billionaire. So that.
All newest.
Yeah,
You're not going to get into some vintage?
No. I just the newest and greatest
Not a
always,
vintage
and I
guy.
just like would give away. I would just give them away when I'm
Every year when the new one comes out?
Give them to my friends,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Well,
like it.
that's the idea difference between like billionaire and millionaire. Like
Right.
when you think about it, at first you start thinking about these
No,
little things you do if you had money, but no,
Billionaire's
billionaires
not
like
running
I'm not
out.
running out.
No,
like
that's
so what am
right.
I doing if I?
Truthfully, if you have a decent portfolio of investments, you can just literally never run out.
Totally.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
which number two, that would have me. I would just kind of do like a Make-A-Wish kind of mentality, where hopefully I could keep enough anonymity that I'm a billionaire, and just like anytime I pick up a story or like I meet somebody, just to be able to like, can I pay off your house?
Yeah.
Just like just Oprah Winfrey
Yeah.
all the time, wherever I go. It'd be so fun.
And I
It'd just be
think
so
I think
fun.
that counts as
Selfishly, it'd be-
eccentric versus I'd like found a hospital and spend.
Yeah,
like,
no. I mean, like
Yeah.
just by the seat of my pants, blessing by the seat of my pants.
I love it.
So, and then here's the quirkiest one. Probably, I would buy an NBA team and micromanage the crap out of that.
I was gonna say this doesn't qualify right up until you
Yeah.
decided you were gonna be the manager.
Totally. I'm
Which
like,
one and who's
I'd be
going?
The worst type of owner imaginable, because all the employees would be like, this
Then I
guy
thought
thinks he knows.
thought you were gonna say you'd buy it and tank it on purpose for some reason.
No, I just micromanage it. I'd be
buy-
like
No,
telling
the
them how to do
tanking
their
would
jobs.
be purely a side effect of the
Yes.
micromanaging.
Which that's already taking place in the NBA. There's a few owners that
totally.
like they're way too involved.
Which team?
Sacramento Kings. That's a notoriously terrible one.
LA Clippers? Are they still terrible? They used to be the brunt
No,
of every
Steve
joke.
Ballmer's there. He's throwing so much. He's one of the richest guys in the world. He's
Okay.
throwing crazy money at it.
Yeah.
But Portland's got a pretty bad owner. Anyway, there's a few of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gordy, you know what you'd do?
I got a couple things.
All right.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I think one of the first things, as Christians, I think it's kingdom business. Like it's like I think of like
That's not eccentric.
No.
That's
So
not
just
eccentric.
wait, just
That's
wait.
Assumed.
Just I know, but like I'm thinking like
I will
Yeah,
expect $100 million check.
Brendan's
to the
already
King
waiting
Church.
for
you would. Believe me.
Yeah.
But just like in the idea of just like putting up establishments, like I'm big in young adults, and you think
Yeah.
about like letting that, like investing in that, and like building something like beautiful. Like instead of just like we can run this, it's like get back to building like
Crazy.
crazy.
things.
We're gonna invest
young
some
adult
money.
cathedral of
We're gonna
St.
figure
John.
out the Roman concrete that we haven't figured
There
out
you
yet.
go.
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
We're gonna
Self-healing,
We're gonna the concrete that fixes itself.
Yep.
We're gonna build some crazy structures.
you
Man,
Marble.
you'd be into that because of the chemistry thing, right?
You could say that. I'm not. I do a lot of sampling and analysis.
No. I
I'm
just mean
not
that you'd
big
be able
on
to
like
appreciate the notion of the self-healing concrete because
Oh
it's a
yes,
chemistry thing.
that'd be super cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying you'd be the guy to solve it.
No, I would never be able. I'm not that smart.
You could run the test for the guy.
You got
who
any
does.
other ones?
I probably have a collection of like just for the sake of it, ancient artifacts. You got maybe my own zoo, maybe my own zoo,
Black market ones.
black market.
too,
Like
the
no,
ones that
like
you shouldn't have.
what is that?
That's
is what the,
Tutankhamun's tooth. Like
what's that painting on the wall? Now
did you
you're
get
now
that
your business.
Tyrannosaurus
You know what I
Rex
mean?
skull from?
Just like I feel like it's obvious, but just one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'd be one of those guys out in at one of the F1 races where I put my Bugatti right on my yacht.
Oh man.
No,
That's so
isn't that so obnoxious?
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't actually. But man, what do you do with $1 billion?
Yeah.
Like it's
It's a lot.
You would,
It is
you
hard
would
to
have-
imagine.
I would have to give significant amounts of it away.
totally.
well, and that's just it. Like
I mean, I would feel bad if I didn't, but also I literally wouldn't know what else to do with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I'd seed the kingdom
Totally.
so aggressively.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
I would
Go to different churches and
I'd
be
sit
like,
down with a financial planner and I would go, how much of this do I have to put in investments to have a moderate, I wouldn't even go I wouldn't be so lowly as to say modest, but moderate income.
Yeah.
Like to live quite comfortably, but not like affluently
yeah.
for the rest of my life. And then the rest I'd just be funding fun stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So here's my my four, very much like what you were talking about, Brent. I called it erratic philanthropy.
Yeah.
Just like whims, crazy stuff,
totally. Yeah,
ideas you
100%.
get. Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. I would buy new clothing essentials very regularly, like
new socks always.
right, like or like once a month buy all new underwear,
Oh yeah.
undershirts, that kind of thing. Like I would just
Leon's to say if you just use a towel, you wouldn't have to.
I don't get that much into new clothes and like new shirts or new pants, but there's something about new pair of underwear, new pair of socks, or I wear these like tight compression shirt things and I just love them. So I'd be like probably monthly at most changing those out. I would have a full-time live-in massage therapist, and I do about 2 hours of massage therapy a day just for fun.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
awesome.
And then the big one for me, absolutely, a fully staffed, we're talking care staff, we're talking a veterinarian, we're talking full wing of the house dedicated to a Chihuahua rescue.
You'd have a Chihuahua sanctuary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just, like 48 elderly Chihuahuas just all
Just
living together. And I would just, at the end of the day, I'd just go in and lay down on the floor in there and they'd climb.
They'd shuffle over.
Have you ever seen, there's a dude on social media who legitimately has like 27, I think, Chihuahuas in his house. Big, jacked, tatted up dude. And he goes into his bedroom and there's like 17 of them on the bed and he just like slides them across.
That's cool.
There'd be so many old Chihuahuas.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What we would end up doing is if we all had $1 billion, you would just be doing a lot more of what you're currently doing.
Absolutely.
It's just going to magnify
Just-
what you're
yeah.
already
Yep.
doing. So
No, true. We
Yeah.
be careful how I share this story, both in terms of length and detail. But my wife and I had a situation not that long ago where there was a significant, not life changing, but not run of the mill sum of money that came our way. And I remember just kind of that, like, the first thought was, okay, we got to tithe off this. And there is something like that. I'd like to say we would have done that for many years, but like there was a time when it would have been like, wouldn't have occurred to us for a while. And then we would have felt convicted. And then but it was honestly one of those, not just like we have to, but it was it's the smartest thing to do financially. Like I literally said to my wife, we've got some other big financial issues coming up and we need to make sure we've honored the Lord with this. Like, that's our kind of our biggest safety net.
yeah.
But also just going like, heck yeah, like this does give us a chance to do a little bit of what we were talking about, not everything everywhere, but like, dude, there's 2 or 3 things I would love to put some significant money on.
Yeah.
And you're just like, woo, this is our
do it.
chance. And then it was like, and then what do we do with the rest? Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I guess we can use some to pay on the house and that kind of thing. Right. But yeah.
Well, it's been fun, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Gordie,
has.
thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank
It's been
you.
good.
Thanks
It's
for
been
sharing
great.
your story.
It's been awesome having you here. See you next time, everybody.